Anybody know who you are? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
You are a nothing.
You're not even doing okay. You're not even doing kinda good, dude.
Imagine being such a nothing that a homeless guy breaks up with you.
I want to kill him.
I want to crash a plane into your head.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, hold on. That's like,
hold on.
You hold on.
I'm standing up.
No.
A miserable, mediocre nothing. You nothing.
God damn it.
Here we go.
Ooh, Gem, there you go. Undeafen yourself when the intro starts.
What?
I'm over here reading. Undeafen yourself when the intro starts.
What do you mean when the intro starts? No, I can't because then I'll hear you.
No, I'm sorry. When the intro finishes.
It's still going, by the way. So I have it so that there's a little bit of a music bed for a little while.
No, I like the
after.
music bed. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, now I don't feel as bad. This is Nothing's podcast number 18. We're gonna have Dave Siegel on in an hour. He's a stand-up comedian. He'll also be at the Miami Improv on April 16th through the 18th with Mark Norman. So yeah, look at me promoting people. If you want to find him on YouTube, he's just look up White Guy Indifferent, which is how I fucking found him, and it's actually some of the funniest fucking videos I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was with you on one night on Discord, and you like sent me one, and I watched part of it, and I thought it was real. And you're like, no,
I thought
you
it was
idiot.
real.
You're like, it's a fucking, it's a bit.
Dude, when I saw, it's weird because I think the most famous one, in terms of like the most watched one, is the Popeyes one, where Popeyes runs out of chicken.
I think that's the one you sent me. Yeah,
because it's the best. It's the best one, and it's not even on like his main YouTube page. It's like, you ever encounter that, like, someone has a YouTube page full of videos, but their most popular videos like on some like off account that is like a bunch of numbers and letters and shit. Yeah, but that shit's fucking. It's like, I think there's a Wendy's over there. I'm gonna just go over to that place and see what they got. Yeah, but that shit's.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure it was live because I'm like, paranoid now.
Nah, man, do your thing. You're fucking.
We're good to go.
Producer Gem now. You're fucking crushing it.
Producer Gem.
Producer Gem. Dude. This is a quick question, but it's going to result in like a 20-minute conversation. I'm telling you.
All
right. Have you ever been taking a shit in a stall and someone walks into the bathroom and you can just tell, oh, this guy's about to take a mean shit?
Yeah. With like the urgency of how he comes in.
So
it's always a big dude too. It's always a fat guy. Like, he's got boots for some reason.
Dude, I based the criteria on 3. Like, if you have 3 out of 3, it's a given, and then there's like a 4th extra credit cherry on top. Are you ready for the criteria?
Yeah.
On like how like, oh, this guy's about to drop a monster deuce.
Yeah.
1, if he's running to the stall.
Yeah. That's a good indicator. Yeah.
2, how hard is he slamming the stall door?
Oh.
Like when you hear the ricochet,
yeah, he doesn't even lock it.
And then 3, when you hear the toilet paper roll, just foom, 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 because he's about to put so much toilet paper on the fucking toilet seat.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have time to reach for the toilet paper cover thing. I'm gonna just rip a bunch of toilet paper and put it on the seat here.
Yeah.
And then the extra credit one is if you're in a stall where like you can actually see the dude's feet. It's like you said, if he's got big shoes, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, he's got big old boots.
Always. Or big sneakers.
Yeah, because I feel like most people don't enjoy shitting in public. So usually the people that are, it's usually an emergency in my experience. It's never like a casual shit. Like, oh, I could hold it, but I'm gonna do it now. It's like, no. This is
the ones
out.
that have the worst shits are. It will be low top basketball sneakers with sweatpants. It's this is a guy who.
This is a regular thing for him. This is a normal occurrence, and
I feel like I'm intruding on his time in the stall.
Yeah, is there anyone who doesn't put toilet paper on the seat? Because fuck, man, that's always disgusting.
That's disgusting. I did that. I've done that very rarely. I think once I was at a wedding, and I had to shit. I had to
Why are you
shit, and I'm
shitting
just
at a
like,
wedding? What did you eat?
I had to shit,
Too much
man.
wedding cake? No, why did this
Man,
happen to you? Like, what, you had someone come in and shit all over the side of you?
the side of me,
Like, on the side of you.
shit on the
It
side
sounded
of
like
me?
you had a story pertaining to why. So you know.
Oh no,
someone's
I just
coming
had
in.
I had to take a really bad shit, and
Oh, you were
I
the
don't know.
guy with the big Tims, like
And I
stomping in
no
there.
wedding shoes or whatever. Fuck, man. But dude, when I was taking this happened to me though recently when I was in the stall at a Home Depot. And have you ever been?
What's with you being in Home Depot every week, dude?
I like Home Depot.
Building a
I don't know
house.
what. No, it's just because they have really good public bathrooms and they open really early. So if I have to take a shit on the road, it's like, all right, I'm going to Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, also, this is a douchey thing to say, but my cleaning service was here for my apartment, and I didn't want to blow up the toilet while they're also about to clean the bathroom.
Mm.
So I left, and because they came early, there was one of the only stores that was open that I know has good public bathrooms are Home Depot.
Yeah, it's not douchey. So what? You shit in public. Like, I don't blame you.
No, no, no. But so have you ever been shitting in a public stall and you're all alone and you actually get upset when someone's about to be in the next stall next
Yeah,
to you?
no, it's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but like, have you ever been in there and after around a couple minutes go by and he's done taking his dump and he's just sitting there, you kind of almost feel like, huh, you know, it's almost like you're bonding with
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah. You know, there's a living soul over there. He's just another dude.
You start to hear like his little like keyboard typewriting and everything. Like he's texting someone. It's like, oh, I'm over here texting someone. Isn't that a coinky dink?
Dude, some of the funniest videos I've ever seen are like people where they'll be sitting in a stall and they'll like squirt like chocolate or like water.
Yeah, I see
You
that.
know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
think, hey, what the fuck? And then there's always the one black dude who like runs around and tries to get into the stall to beat him up. Yeah, no, those videos are good.
We
Like
gotta
sprays his
find.
Nikes.
We gotta find that story I told you guys of me in New York City.
Oh yeah, that's still there. I got that.
That's on a hidden episode. We gotta find it. We gotta post that somewhere, man.
Yeah,
That's that's a story. That's a story that can become. That wouldn't be a cartoon because it's a very emotionless thing.
No,
But
that would
that's
be
a
like,
fucking.
if there's one thing we could make into a cartoon, it's that clip, dude. If there
Dude,
was
that
one
story
clip,
was
that would be the first
horrifying.
one. Oh man, I laughed so hard. The biggest bummer for me is like it cut out. My mic cut out, and you really didn't get to hear how hard I fucking laughed. I was laughing
Yeah,
so
'cause
hard that it like cut out.
It seemed like you went backwards so much that it couldn't pick you up.
Yeah, because I was on my iPod because I was out on the back deck. That was during my
Oh, that's right.
sleeping on
That's
the
right.
deck. But I have it on my YouTube. It's privated.
That's when you could hear the crickets, but you couldn't hear
Yeah.
like the kids in your neighborhood screaming to the high heavens.
Oh man, that was a fun time though. That was a great little few weeks. Just I love summer, man. I can't wait for it to get warm again. It's gonna be fucking
It's all,
awesome.
it's warm over here. It was actually at 80 degrees at one point.
What?
Yeah, yeah, legit. And it was kind of humid too.
Oh, you lucky fuck, dude. It was
I
like
think it was because
40
one
here.
of those. Oh wow, yeah, it was supposed to be one of those days where it was supposed to rain, but because it didn't, it's like, oh, now it's humid and hot. This is great. It's fucking 80.
Yeah, a hurricane decided to just come through where I live. It was so only worked a half day because it was so windy. Like you would go to rake something and the rake would take off out of your hands. Like it was so windy, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
Is that what you did this week? You raked? Did you do anything?
Yeah, no, we've been doing cleanups and stuff. I mean, it's only Monday. Wait, no, is it Monday? It is
Yeah,
Monday.
it's we do this every Monday, so yeah, I hope it's Monday.
That's
Jem.
right. Yeah, no. But
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Twitch. Now, next week will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch again. After that,
It's so
our
confusing.
live shows will be 6:30 p.m. on Twitch. Okay, we're changing times. They're putting us in a better time slot. Things are going well.
Yeah, that's true. We're getting on prime time now. You know?
Is it prime? Is 6:30 prime time?
Nah, but it's more prime time than 8.
Yeah, it's more drive home.
Yeah, it's drive home, dinner. It's like
Yeah,
sitting
fuck
down.
yeah.
Everyone's getting
By the
off of
time we're
work.
at the end of the episode, the West Coast will be tuning in, man.
Yeah, dude. We'll go with syndication. And we'll get the
Crushing
real
it.
bucks.
We have gotten less listeners periodically throughout the past month and a half. By the way, like
yeah.
it's a steady drop where it's like this ain't going up, is it?
Oh no, that's a given, yeah. Because fucking, we told my old YouTube channel to be like, hey guys, come over here, which is good. It still helps, but yeah, they all petered off. They were like, what the fuck is this? These two idiots.
Yeah, you guys aren't making fun of those people we want to make fun of. I only watch things that I can relate to 100%. Anything outside that window, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, to be fair to them though, half the time it didn't get uploaded, so there's that too. But it's gonna be the second I get off this, I'm uploading it every time, even on the YouTube, and I'm gonna set a schedule, which I'm gonna talk to you about.
That'd be very. Oh yeah, dude, we can talk about that off air.
Yeah, but
fuck yeah,
dude. So I saw fucking Temptation Island, dude.
Oh, you saw it finally.
Yeah. So I was sipping some wine one night, and I was like,
oh, that's the best way to do it.
It's the best way to do it because I was like, that's the only way to watch for that reality show. You're sipping a little bit of dranky drank, and
you got to put yourself in the mindset of I just have to be stupid right now.
Yes.
Like, I can't think reasonably. I have to pretend this is all real and just be dumb like the cast.
Yep. And I've never been like a reality TV guy. Like I used to watch The Real World and I loved it, but I never watched any other reality TV show. And I started at season 2 because I thought you said like season 2 was better. Did you say that?
It was, but I mean, why am I'm actually about to say you should have watched. There's nothing you missed. Yeah, because we just caught up in season 3, and the new episode's tomorrow. And this season's boring. Like even season 1 was better. So yeah, season 2 is the right season.
Okay, but and I didn't really expect much. I was like, I want to see what this is about. He was talking about it. Dude, it's a good fucking show. I gotta say, for what it is, and I know I always make this comparison. I always go back to this, and it's starting to get annoying to me even. But it's like 6ix9ine, dude. It's just, I don't care if I don't believe it's real. I don't care if I think it's hokey or stupid. It's just visually, it's very nice to look at. There's a lot of colors. Where they live is amazing.
The villas and the sets they prepare, and like the scenes that they have all set up for like the camera crew to be like, all right, here, this is this scene where this girl's gonna be talking to this guy. Here's the setup. All right, camera crew, go. They do a very, very good job with that.
Yes.
Like I told my girl, like when we were first watching the first episodes of the first season, I was like, man, the production value on this, like they're doing a good job. Like, I mean, for a reality show, this is good shit.
They're killing it. And also the people. I mean, just gods and goddesses, these people.
Oh, yeah. The most gorgeous people of all time.
Oh, you gotta love it. And then the music, dude. Like, the soundtrack it's good, like hip-hop songs, and it always comes in at the right time. I'm just like, everything in production-wise, I'm like, they're just knocking it out of the park. I enjoy watching it. Something you can just sit down.
Season 3, I think they're overdoing the music. I actually liked the first 2 seasons where it's not too bum 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 bum. I think they're going a little overboard this season, but maybe because it's so boring. But what I'm noticing is, because I've watched every fucking episode from season 1 to now, is whoever's the editor, like, I don't think they're the ones doing a great job, because there will be times where there's drama, and me and my girl will look at each other like, what? Why is there drama? Did we miss something? So I feel like they're leaving out stuff that they should actually incorporate. But it's if you watch the 3rd season, if you actually wind up watching it, I'll tell you this because it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like the villa, it's really disappointing. The villas are literally almost side by side, and they're only separated from this hotel. So obviously they did that for cost, so the production team and the fucking camera crew could just sleep near the set.
Yeah.
And it also scares me because I'm like, I have a feeling that this isn't raking in money, and this might be the last season.
Oh no.
I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because this is my like dirty crack that I need.
Yeah, it's just a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, but what's funny, that's not even the main funny thing. You can tell that Cadillac is a sponsor, because that's the car, the Cadillac Escalade. So with the bonfire in the 3rd season, you know for a fact they're actually not driving to it. They're just walking to a different part of the set. but they still have B-roll of the Cadillac on a road as if people are in it. And sometimes they'll actually have the people step in the Cadillac, and then when it's the next clip or frame of the Cadillac driving away, there's no one in the car but the driver.
Yeah. Just
like,
to get
come
the
on,
shot.
guys. Yeah, just to get that fucking, we need our sponsor. This is our biggest sponsor.
Yeah, no, Real World used to do that all the time. Like the token gay guy of the house would be like fist fighting like the token like bodybuilder guy, and like in the background there's just Subway everywhere. Like there's Subway sandwiches littered throughout. It's like, this is nice little placement. The one thing about the show I don't like, which it's only a nitpick, it doesn't detract from it, but the host creeps me out, dude.
Oh, he creeps you out?
He's a creepy looking dude. He's got those weird blue eyes, and he takes a lot of pleasure in like revealing when someone's cheating or something. You know, he like, you can see it. He's just like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good one.
I really like the host. I do, because it's almost like, oh, Mark, you're so kind, you're so sweet, and he has a soft spot with me because he hosted a show. This has to be going on a decade.
Oh, so you know
ago.
this guy?
Yeah, because, well, here's the thing. Temptation Island is actually a reboot from like the early 2000s. I didn't know about that, and I don't even know if he was the host. But the thing with him is this Mark guy, he's been like he's had like his own Mark Wahlberg show, and he's been a host of other shows. And one of the shows, long time ago, which I thought had such potential, but they totally dropped the ball with this idea, was called, I believe it was called The Moment of Truth. And what it was you were hooked up to a lie detector, and basically you took a lie detector test off screen sometime, and you answered questions, like very serious questions, like, do you love your husband? Do you think you're a good person? Do you want to stay with him, or do you hate your kids? Like really deep questions. And they gradually got like deeper and deeper. So then the moment of truth is Mark would host it. They'd have the same people in the chair, and they would ask the same questions. And basically, if you had to answer the truthful answer that you answered when you took the lie detector test, the actual real answer, and you'd win money. Like, okay, 1 for 1, here's 20 grand, 2 for 2, here's 50 grand. And it would just get more advanced. Like, do you love your husband, while your husband's watching right there with you with a crowd? It was like Deal or No Deal, but you're on a lie detector test.
Oh, okay.
And I just felt like that show was like, this is like I mean, it's a simple but great idea. And I think that show only did 1 season, and that was it. I don't think it even did a full season. It might did like 6 episodes, and that was it. No one cared for some reason.
That's weird. Yeah, it sounds like a good show. I'd check it
Yeah,
out.
I thought it just sounds like something that everyone would watch. I'm surprised it didn't do well, but I don't know. However they marketed it or did something, they didn't do well, because obviously it's not a show anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if Temptation is going downhill in terms of numbers. I think it's good. I only made it to the 2nd episode, and they did like the first like reveal where they go on the first dates and then go back to the house, and like they show like the worst of what happened. And
it's the best.
And it was just the best. It was just the one black chick. She just instantly got like,
oh, she railed that big
dude
freaking that was
monster
created in a laboratory. KB.
And so they're all like, it's the 4 of them are sitting there, and then they show like one of the girlfriends, and she's like, sometimes I feel like I don't really connect, and they're like, oh my god, and I just know this one's coming. You're just sitting there like, oh yeah, that you think that one was bad. And they all think it's so bad, they're like, oh man, I really thought my relationship, and then they just drop that bomb, and it's just like her getting fucking like handstand fucked by this fucking Greek god.
Oh, who's wearing a tighter shirt than my nephew.
Yeah, it's just like, oh god, that fucking stings.
Yeah, every time, like, this is almost a hint of like, come on guys, like, are you even trying to, it's like, make it at least feel.
She didn't wait 8 hours, dude. She was just instantly like, what, this hot fucking guy, I'm gonna fuck him instead on TV.
Fucking this guy right now with his slanted eyes. I don't know what was wrong with his eyes.
Yeah, he was really a weird looking dude.
Weird looking dude.
Plus, he was like 38.
The main thing about the show that you'll start noticing before the bonfires is like someone will always say, oh, I'm sure she didn't do anything that bad.
Yeah.
And you know that's gonna be the worst one.
Cut to her just getting gagged. It's like, Jesus Christ. It was like,
Oh man,
hers was the worst, so much worse compared to everyone else. It was just the one person who was like, oh,
that's not even close. My
Yeah.
favorite is if you saw that one, then you saw because that was the skinny black dude. That was his girl.
Yes, yeah.
That cheated on. But then the big black dude has his mouth open the whole time, like, wow.
Yeah.
I was dying. That's the funniest I laughed at that show.
Yeah,
so
no,
far.
I thought that was hilarious. That was like my favorite part so far, which is revealing that this chick just fucking instantly cheated. It was funny.
What you get annoyed about though is the fact it's like, guys, what are we doing with the iPad? Can we have a projector?
Oh
Can we
yeah,
please
yeah.
have a
What
fucking
was
projector?
that? He has this little like stand. Like,
And he has to walk over each time.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. They must be sponsored by iPad because that's gonna be. It's like that for the third season too. It doesn't go away.
Oh my god. Or they're like
very
you said, it's
annoying.
just budget. They're like, we don't want to buy a smart TV. We'll just buy a little iPad.
Well, I'm not buying a projector. Fuck that. I gotta go to Rent-A-Center.
Yeah.
There's no Rent-A-Center in the Honolulu Center. It's all in Hawaii, by the way.
You know how much this mansion was? The fucking. Oh, was it?
Yeah,
No
every
wonder it's
season's-
gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, dude,
It's
it's
so
fucking.
gorgeous.
That I told my girl, I'm like, the main reason I watch this show is to keep looking at these houses because
Yeah.
I love them. Their kitchens and their pools. One difference from the first season to the new 2 seasons is, so in the first season, in the first season, when they did the bonfire, they would ask like, "Do you want to watch this with the girls or do you want to watch it alone?" And the same thing with the guys. Do you want to watch it with the boys or do you want to watch it alone? And most of the time they'd be like, I want to watch it with everyone because you can see they're not asking that. There's this one girl who like her boyfriend started doing some fucked up shit. So later on in the bonfire, she's like, I want to watch it alone. And she had these little AirPods in.
Oh.
She's just watching this dude fucking licking peanut butter off some girl's
Oh.
tits.
Oh.
And she's just like, she's got her hand on her, like that typical hand on the face, like,
Just horrified.
horrified. And what's funny is that she's holding the iPad, so it'll pan away, and the girls have to just like stare away. But you can tell, like, there had to be a couple of them peeping over, like, what the fuck's he doing?
For sure. Yeah, no. That's,
Oh shit,
it's a funny show.
That show's crazy, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. I had something else too. I forgot already though.
What's with that fucking boat, by the way?
What boat?
Did you see that ship? There's like a ship that's stuck in a canal.
What, like in the show or in real life?
No, in real life there was this what's it called? It was this giant ship. It's in the Suez Canal. And it said something about threatening the US economy. It's just this giant cargo ship that literally got stuck in a canal, and I guess this canal is really important for trade and like boats going in and out. And it just it kind of got stuck like Austin Powers when he got stuck with that little in the hallway
Yeah.
with and he's just trying to get out, and it's like it's not working.
Oh, that sucks though. I've seen videos where like those things will tip over in the ocean, and like sometimes it like I remember one tipped over and it was carrying all this like construction vehicles like cranes and diggers,
shit.
and it was like $1 million worth of shit just in the ocean. It's like
Oh, well, they're talking about billions of dollars being lost, but I don't think that's because of the stuff that's primarily on the ship. I think it's because it's backing up
because of the ship.
and it's like delaying trade or something.
Oh fuck. Huh? No, I didn't hear anything about that. That's crazy though.
Yeah, I
someone's
saw
getting
it.
fired.
You know how I get my news?
Mm.
I get my news from memes. I was on
Yes.
Snapchat and I saw a meme and it was like evergreen ship. What's more powerful, this or like the wall in Game of Thrones? And I instantly was like, all right, something must have happened to this ship.
Yeah, same here. I saw some meme about like some like Asian massage place getting like shot or something, and I was like,
Oh,
what? That was a
no.
thing that happened, I guess.
Oh no. Yeah, what happened with that, by the way? My buddies were telling. I think we talked about this last week, and I still don't know the details at all.
Yeah, I remember right at the end you were like, "Didn't a bunch of Asian people get shot?" I was like, I had no idea what you were talking about though.
Yeah, and after that, I totally like forgot. I think it's because they're Asian. I guess, no one cries about Asian people getting shot, so like people already forgot about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't look into it at all. I just know a bunch of like 9 people or something got shot. But it's like, I don't know, is that like news?
Is it?
I don't know. It seems to happen enough that like it seems pretty normalized at this point.
Dude, anytime I think of Asians shooting or anything like that, I still think of fucking that guy from Cumtown. It's one of the funniest things I've heard in the past year.
Oh yeah,
When he's
Nick
talking,
Mullen, dude.
yeah, when
We
he's
should try
talking
to
about
get
the
him on.
Asian, we should. When he's talking about the Asian school shooter, did he write his manifesto in a shitty cookie? It's like, dude, that's like, who thinks of that? It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
great, and
that's
on the
hilarious.
spot, on the fucking spot.
Yeah. Have you ever?
I can try to get him on. My buddy, I had friends over the weekend, and like, he didn't even know what Cumtown was, and I'm over here like, oh shit, I totally got to try to get this guy on now.
Yeah, yeah. I've been listening to him a bit, like not that podcast, but just Nick Mullen, like clips on YouTube. Have you ever been to a massage parlor place, like a tug and rub?
Yeah, oh dude, yeah, I like had an addiction to them at one point.
Really? See, dude, everyone that I know that fucking lives like in or near a city says they've been all like a lot, and I'm just like,
Yeah, dude,
I've
because
never.
it's such a cool place to go to, especially when like when you're single. It's amazing. Yeah.
Isn't it weird though? Do they speak English? It's like, how do you signal? Are you like, you guys?
It's very broken English, but like they know you're cool when they know you're cool, and then you're good.
Is it the
It's
type of
whatever.
thing where like there's certain places like through the grapevine, like you hear like, oh, this one they do it.
No, there's literally two websites. One's called Rub Maps, and the other one's called I think the other one's called Massage Hunter, and it literally tells you
There's an
where
app.
you can.
How aren't they cracking down on this if there's an app, dude? I thought it was way more underground. I was like, hey,
Because as long as they keep women out of the fucking police force, then none of the guys are gonna be like, hey, we gotta
That's
crack
a
down
fucking
on these.
Great point, dude. What a
Yeah,
great point.
You
Yeah.
think any guy's raising his hand like, we gotta stop these Asian massage parlors in our town? Like, no, it's fucking it's Sarah who got in because her uncle is like the chief officer or something.
Yeah, very true. Damn, there's apps for it.
I didn't say apps, I said websites.
Websites. Do any of them like do anything more than handies? Are they like legit? Like,
I think these two were just handies, but they could honestly be shut down, just like Backpage is shut down.
what do you mean?
Well, Backpage got shut down because
I don't know what that
if
is.
if you go on Backpage, so Backpage was kind of like Craigslist. You know, you would look for people to help you with services and selling a car or something. But honestly, the main thing was you would look for escorts and massages on Backpage.
Mm.
Now, if you go to Backpage.com, there's a big federal logo on it basically saying, hey, this site's shut down, and you know why it's shut down. If you're coming to this site, you know why we shut this shit down.
Yeah.
And we got you. Like, now you're in the system, get out of here. So I don't know if those other two are shut down, but yeah, dude, like, you can sign up to those sites. You can actually pay a subscription, and if you pay a subscription, you can chat with other people who go to massage parlors.
Why the fuck would you want to do that?
Why
would you enter your personal information into that shit? That's
don't know. I will say this: the only reason you would want to do that is because these people, they tell you like which one's the one you want to go to. Not only that, but they'll tell you like, no, this is a legit one. If you go here and ask for this girl, like, this is like, if people are that into it, that's what they'll do.
gotcha.
I don't know, because if you go on the site, like if you go to Rub Maps, it's all, how like if you don't have a premium subscription, it's like blurred out the stuff that's for premium subscriptions.
Yeah.
It's that. It's like, it's basically, and it's got like the word premium over it, but like it's basically telling you, it's like, hey, if you want to chat here or whatever, sign up. And I'm over here like, I'm giving you my debit card.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of sting operation are you running
Yeah,
here?
exactly. That makes me think that they're already infiltrated in it. Dude,
Yeah, that's
the
insane.
people are dumb enough to sign up. Dude, it's like, wait, can you get in trouble for that?
For going to a massage parlor?
Like, let's say you go get a hand job and pay for it. Do you get in trouble or does the girl?
You both do. If
Equally?
there's no, yes and no.
Because she's
Like,
the prostitute in that situation, and that's the illegal part, right? It's not illegal to be a Tom, is it?
No, if you're paying for prostitution,
Or
yeah,
John, I
you're
mean.
yeah, no, you're in trouble. They could be in trouble if there's also human trafficking involved. If that shit's involved, that's really fucking bad.
You sign up for the site, it's like, oh, you gotta go to Ming Lao's. She asked specifically for for
The
lingating.
soy sauce special.
Yeah, yeah, for the sushi roll.
It's
wait.
for the sesame oil cream pie.
Wait, people are sex trafficked into massage parlors?
Yeah,
that a
I
thing?
think that's over. Sadly, it is. I don't know if that's like as widespread as they say it is. That also might be me trying to just pretend it's almost like when you're eating a cow. It's like I'm sure they killed this thing
Yeah,
with
no
kosherly.
pain.
Yeah, no pain.
They knocked it out
no.
first.
Yeah, where in actuality they beat the fucking shit out of it with a shovel in the back.
Yeah, grew up in a crate.
Yeah, but no, there is sadly sex trafficking. But like you kind of like you push that to the side and you go in with good intentions, going, "Hey, this girl's she's making an honest living."
Or a pimp is. Or trafficker is, at least.
And I got calluses on my right hand, so I gotta do something.
Yeah, no, that is kind of weird. I feel like if I was a sex trafficker, I'd sex traffic them into like actual prostitution, not like hand jobs in a massage place, you know?
No, that's
I'd go for the big bucks.
No, that's the well. First off, first off,
What?
they don't only do hand jobs.
Oh, okay. So that's what I asked. I asked if they'd actually blowies and actual sex.
Yeah, they will once they think you're cool.
Did you do
like
that?
Yeah, a few times.
Hope you're done. Hell yeah.
Maybe like half a dozen times.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
crazy to me, dude. Because I come from
the
the suburbs.
the first time I ever came inside a girl with a condom was when I went to one of these places.
No way, really?
Oh, it was the fucking best.
How old
This
were
is
you?
awesome. 20 something, like really early 20s. I may have been like 20 or 21.
Wow, that's fucking nuts. And it wasn't awkward at all?
It was awkward when she went and kissed me on the lips afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, who else did you blow tonight?" Jesus, I didn't come early.
Yeah, I didn't
This
come
is
for
terrible.
love. I came for fucking stuff. Why are you kissing me, you weirdo?
White boy gonna take me away from all this?
Yeah, she was probably hoping. She's like, get me out of here.
Yeah, she's writing help on the receipt. There was no receipt, but like in any other way, like
Yeah,
on the window.
Mr.
with
Chang's
fog.
coming back at 8. He's gonna, he's gonna
Oh,
move me.
dude, one of the most depressing one was when I was leaving, and I'm walking out, and like I was peeping through this other door, and it's just some Asian lady in an Indian position next to a coffee table. And she's eating soup, watching TV from one of those big boxed
Oh,
televisions.
of course. Yeah, of course. Still got like the rabbit's fucking ears on it.
Fucking aluminum foil. I was just like, as
Watching
soon
a
as I saw that, I'm
VCR
like,
movie, like a VHS.
I think she was just watching Static.
Yeah. Watching the
instantly said
one
to
movie
myself,
she's allowed to have.
I gotta get out of these places. I can't keep coming here. This is bad. But that's the beauty of the handies. Very low risk of passing something along to someone.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. That is true. Unless
It's
they
like the
don't wash
Dane
their
Cook
hands.
Joe. No cutsies. All right, good.
Yeah, no, that's wild, dude. That's fucking wild. I'm sure that's like normal to people in cities, but that's wild.
No, now that I've gotten older, man, it's like, fuck, man, that shit was cool.
Yeah, no, dude, I would have
I wish-
100% been doing that if I lived.
I
in-
wish I could say like, oh man, like that's not something. Those girls are broken and they're lost, and it's like, dude, man, that was a cool time.
Yeah, nah, that sounds great, dude. Everyone would
Fuck.
do it if they had one near them.
Yeah, especially if they're legal and shit.
They're illegal?
No, especially if they were legal.
What do you mean?
Well, they're illegal.
Oh, you're saying if it was legal? Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's legal in Australia. I'm surprised it's not legal here, dude. That is the
It's
weird thing.
There's certain areas, I think Nevada,
The Bunny
because
Ranch.
the Bunny Ranch is one, but there's actually a couple other spots in Nevada that are sprinkled in. But yeah, where I think full on prostitution's legal there.
Yeah, there's a cat house. I remember it used to be on HBO. There was like a show about it.
Yeah, that show sucked though. I hated that show.
Every show on there that was about sex sucked because it never showed anything really. And when it did, it was always like ugly old people.
Yeah, it's like I have porn. What are you doing?
Well, I didn't at that time, so it was like that was a valuable resource, but I hated it.
Yeah, they stunk.
Yeah, they did.
But over the weekend, man, I did. So in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I smoked 3 cigars.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, because I finally got my humidor set at 71%. And this thing, I got these Honduran cigar samplers. And they're beautiful cigars and very affordable. The whole point was for me to get some cheap samplers to see what I liked.
Yeah, you tell me you like the acid ones or something?
Yeah, I told you a couple weeks ago that I liked the acid ones, but I learned that there's a very harsh additive to it that gives it its flavor. And I'm not truly opposed to it because it's like I'm already smoking a cigar. Like it's not like I'm doing something healthy.
Yeah.
And they added some natural flavors to it that really fucked everything up. But these were supposed to be full-bodied cigars, which is like basically a bold flavor. Like if you're thinking about coffee, think of like as a dark roast.
Mm.
But so very heavy on the cigar flavor in a whole, but they're not flavored cigars. So they don't have any flavors, no chocolate or coffee or cappuccino flavors to them. It's flavorful because it's like cigar flavorful.
Any cigar beetles?
No cigar beetles. And what's crazy, so the reason I smoked so many, I smoked one Friday. I just had to. I was like, I'm itching for one. Saturday, I had friends over. My buddy gave me one of his nubs. It's like a little short cigar. I smoked that while he smoked his. And he was halfway done with his. And he's like, I don't really like this one that much. So he started smoking another one later on the night. And he left the other one. So on the next day, I'm smoking a third cigar. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going to smoke one on Sunday too. And I'm so like into the cigars. And I'm like, I'm looking at his nub and I'm going, maybe I should try smoking that nub that he left over here. I didn't. I threw it away. But like I was when I thought that, I'm like, I got a problem. I got to stop this.
Yeah. That's that nicotine will get you, man. That
Seriously, man. I'm over
will.
here just itching for a cigar.
It's funny though. I knew certain people like growing up who could just like smoke cigarettes like just like casually with friends, but they never like did on their own. I was always like, how the fuck do you do that? Because that shit's super addicting. Because they put even more shit, I feel like, in cigarettes. That's cool though. You've been enjoying some stogs.
Yeah, and I'm probably, now that I'm all like set and having fun with it, I'm probably gonna just smoke it occasionally, maybe once every 2 weeks, which is that's kind of what I was hoping for. I'll probably get like a little bit bored over time, as long as I don't become an addict, and then it'll just be an occasional thing.
Yeah, kind of like a reward for something.
Yeah,
rather than like at a boredom.
Close the deal.
Yeah, I cut a deal with that client finally.
Yeah,
light up the chocolate one.
Make the big bucks. Yeah,
get in the hot tub now.
I got a handy from this Asian prostitute.
That's fucking wild, dude. That's just wild. Why couldn't I have one near me? Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, you probably do. You gotta go on. You gotta go on. Yeah, you gotta go on Rub Maps.
Bro, I got nothing.
You probably have one, dude. I'm telling you. First off,
I haven't seen an Asian in like.
Don't worry. Well, do you have a dentist by you?
Yeah.
Then you have an Asian massage parlor.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
For some reason, I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe they're giving dentists hand jobs for better dental care, but 9 times out of 10, these hand job parlors are in the same building complexes as dentist offices. I shit you not. I've been to so many. I know the game.
You have someone just downstairs having the time of their life getting jerked, and someone upstairs is getting a tooth pull, like having the worst time. It's too
What a
fucking-
180.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? You know what I thought? There's 5 people who get a root canal, and while walking downstairs, they're like, "Fuck this! I'm going to get a hand job.
Yeah.
I earned it."
Just get some opium and shit. No, that's why. Like we have there was a massage place near my parents' house, but it was not Asian. Definitely not Asian. And my old landlord worked
there's
there.
different
She looked
ones.
like a foot.
Dude, I remember going to one where it was like white women, right? And like they speak perfect English. Totally sucked the vibe out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting massaged by Sarah from Starbucks.
Yeah,
I was
she's like, and the other thing is, I fucking hate these. It's like, all right, dude.
very disappointing.
What are we doing here? They had the lights on, probably.
Oh, the lights
no
were-
candles.
The lights were on. The fucking shades were open. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure people were walking by the parking lot like, hey.
I know. I can already see it.
It was the worst. I'm like, guys, set the mood here. What are you doing? And it was way more expensive. Way more expensive.
Mm.
Fucking minimum wage, not at the white Asian massage parlors.
Yeah, no, they weren't being trafficked. You know, you got to pay the bills.
Stop it. Stop.
Oh shit, dude, I was hanging with my brother and my dad the other day. Just fucking boys being boys, dude. We were just I hadn't seen both of them at the same time in like a while, and we were just the things we were saying, man. Because we're all like blue collar near fucking Boston, just guys, you know, everything like what people say the patriarchy is. It's like if you had been sitting on that back deck, dude, we were just letting them fly, just smashing my mom for like 2 hours, and my
Ew.
no, like
I thought of you, your dad, and your brother gang banging your mom.
no, we're just
Jesus Christ.
we're just going in, dude. You know, we're just
Why are you
like,
talking shit about your mom? Like this is Malcolm in the Middle.
Cause we're the 3 like closest people to her, and she's out
So
of
you
her
just
fucking
tell-
mind.
Just talk shit about
Oh,
her?
we're just venting, you know. My dad's just like, I gotta fucking live with her, like she's going crazy, and we're all just like, we're just shitting all
You're the
over her
worst.
for like
You
3
guys are the
hours.
worst.
And my dad
It's like the movie The Fighter.
has like he owns a small company, and he has the
You
company
should work for it.
huh?
You should work there.
Nah. And he has the company on his car. And so he showed us like a voicemail. So apparently like some lady cut him off. And
Oh boy.
yeah. And so he like was able to get like it opened up to 2 lanes. He was able to get back in front of her, and she like called him and being like, one of your employees like just fucking cut me off, and like you should really talk to them, like just real care and shit. Like the voicemail was hilarious. So he just texted back. He was like, oh, I'm glad you are commenting on my driving. He's like, I take pride in. He's like, the only thing I don't like is women who think they own the road.
Oh
like you.
my god.
You're a big loser in like capital letters. Like it was basically like a Trump tweet, dude. That was exactly what it was.
I'm glad that stuff like that can still happen in this day and age.
I was so happy
So,
when he showed
so
me
you're
the
telling me
text.
that your dad's a plumber
no, but he's
or
definitely
an electrician. It's one of those.
he's definitely not like he's not woke. We'll put it that way. He's a dude. He's a
Oh
fucking
shit.
he's not a boomer, but like he's up there. But no, I thought that was so fucking funny, man.
That is funny.
Because she was actually being one of those people who's gonna like call the boss and be like, one of your employees, like really like try to get someone's like job jeopardized because you cut them off, and then he's like, I'm the fucking owner, bitch. Fuck you.
So went straight cart knocks on her.
Yeah, dude. But I don't know. I didn't have really anything. I didn't really see it. All I did was watch Temptation Island. I thought that was enough. I was like, yeah.
I'll come to that with the podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna do something else you recommended, but I forgot what it fucking was.
What was that?
I don't remember, but it was something else we had talked about last week. I was gonna do as well, just as.
All right, but I really wanted to talk to you about this, bro.
Okay, nice.
Are you ready?
Because I got nothing. Yeah.
Remember when I messaged you and you said, "How's that possible?" Do you remember what it was? I do. I just want to know if you do, because I'm venting about this.
How's that? Oh, the legal thing where you get taxed
Dude.
or something if you leave the country.
How the fuck does this exist? If anyone listening, and guys, you can ask us questions, but you might also be able to help us two idiots out. All you have to do is email us at askthenotthings@gmail.com. That's askthenotthings with an S at gmail.com.
And if you do, we'll never see it because we don't have access to that account. But do it anyway.
Yeah, do it anyway.
Just spam
please.
it.
Yeah, spam it, and we'll eventually get it. I think we'll eventually get it, right?
Yeah, of course. All I have to do is hit them up.
Yeah. Okay, but so anyone listening, this is what from my understanding is, if you are a U.S. resident, right, you live in America, and you decide to leave the country and live abroad, you decide to move to Spain and live there, you still have to pay U.S. taxes, even though you're living in Spain.
That's wild.
And when I looked that up, I'm like, there's no way. Like, there has to be, like, obviously, okay, that's fucked up, but I'm sure, like, all you have to do is, like, some quick paperwork, and then you're good. And the only way that you cannot pay the U.S. taxes is if you renounce your citizenship.
Mm.
And I was like,
what does that mean?
You're not a U.S. citizen anymore. You're an immigrant now.
But if you do that, if you want to become one again, do you have to go through the entire immigration process, or is it just a quick little, I used to be one, so I know the deal?
That I don't know, but I think you do. I think you have to, like, wait in line. Like, you have to go through you're treated as
that's so dumb, dude.
An immigrant.
If you were born and raised in America and you stop being a citizen for a year and then come back, you should be able to, like, take, like, one little questionnaire, like,
it's the most, dude. It's the most. Imagine if you lease an apartment for $3,000 a month, right? And you go and you move to another apartment for $2,000, and the old complex is like, hey, you still gotta pay $3,000 a month, even though you're living there now.
Yeah. It's like, no, I don't.
The gall.
Sure yeah, I hope you're wrong about that. I hope that you got that wrong, because if that's insane, it shouldn't be legal.
It's unreal. But remember, I was telling you, California is trying to do the same thing. And people think it's wild that California's doing it. Well, America's been doing it for, I don't know. But if you're a resident of California, California's trying to pass a law. If you move outside of the state of California, you still have to pay California taxes for 15 years.
I bet you I don't. I'll bet you all that money that I don't, because I ain't filing. You fucking assholes.
So if Duel decides to leave Cali because PSE&G turns off his power 26 days out of the month, he might still have to pay. The reason I found out about this was because I was looking up McAfee, John McAfee, the guy who made the McAfee antivirus.
That guy's out of his fucking rocker, dude.
He's out of his fucking rocker. Out of his he is, but he's in prison, I believe, in Spain because he evaded U.S. taxes. I think he owes, like, the government $26 million. Whoa. And he was like, this law is fucking bullshit. Like, why do I have to pay fucking American taxes if I've lived in Spain for so many years?
Yeah, that's so stupid. I agree with him. I wonder if you can fly under the radar, though, if you, like, don't make that much. Because he's making a shit ton. He's a millionaire. But, like, imagine if you're just making, like, under $100,000 or something. Like, couldn't you just not file?
I think so, too. But
they wouldn't come after everyone, They can't.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you do it for, say, if you're making $100,000 and you pay no taxes at all, there's a chance that you owe, like, the government, say, $30,000 for the year. And if you do that for, say, just only 10 years, it's $300,000. They're gonna come after you for $300,000.
Yeah,
dude. The IRS, like, if there's one thing the U.S. government loves, it's getting their money.
Yeah, it is very true. Very true.
They're like, if you owe money in stamps, they're gonna knock over Nana's door. They're gonna shoot the cat.
Yeah,
they're gonna crochet her a noose.
Talking about this. This is maybe the only reason why maybe people don't know about it is because not a lot of people, like, leave the U.S. that are born here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I
feel like we're a pretty good, great country. We're one of the best, so it's like not a lot of people are, like, emigrating out. Probably.
Emigrating?
Yeah, that's when you.
Emigrating.
You
said emigrated.
I said Eminem.
Eminem
immigrated.
Dude, maybe it's something people don't talk about because it's really old, so it's like new news. No one's brought it up, but it's who would be in favor? Like, who in their right mind would go, "Yeah, this is a good idea. We should allow this and keep this going."
Yeah, I get like that with I'm starting to find out I'm pretty like anti-government because when I was hanging with my parents and my brother the other day, like I said, they were talking about fishing licenses because they were like, oh, you know, if you want to go rake clams, you have to get a license, and I was just like, why? That's so stupid. Why do you have to pay the government to go get food out of it? They don't own the ocean. And then my brother was like, well, you know, because like if they didn't, you could just steal all the clams. And it's like, well, don't like, isn't that what like giant corporations already do? Like, what do you mean? Like that's what
Steal the clams.
That's why you can buy clams at the store all the time. It's because giant ships are going out getting millions of clams, and I can't take like 50 without like, hey, Daddy, can you sign the slip so I can go fish? It's so stupid, dude. Why does the government need to get involved in something like that? You know?
We talked about this. They're the mob that won.
Yeah. You always gotta get
That's
their
all it
mitts.
is.
Always gotta get their fucking little pennies. Fucking taxing you when you don't even live in the fucking country.
How is that a thing? How when I heard that, because I always thought like it'd be cool to move out of America, live somewhere else, and everything. One of the bright sides would be like, oh yeah, then it'd be a lot cheaper and everything. It's like, oh, but you still owe U.S. taxes. Well, then what's the point? You're just trapping us. Then that's a trap. If I ever heard one.
Now, are you
So
able to like?
That's not illegal. But if I get a handy from fucking Quan, then like I'm the bad guy.
So let's say you own a house in America, and then you move out of the country to another house somewhere else, but you still own that property or any kind of property. If you denounce your citizenship, do you still own that property?
Gem, real quick.
Yeah.
So Dave is here.
Who's
but
here?
Remember Dave, our guest?
Okay.
But remember, when you're a guest, you don't have the role to join the chat. So
okay, I gotta give it to him.
Yeah. Can you give it to him?
Yeah, give me a second.
Do you see him here though? I don't see him here. He said he's on read only, but I don't see him like on offline or guest or on. He's not online or anything.
What do you mean read only?
He's on read only.
What's that mean?
So he doesn't have the authority to join the voice channels.
Okay, but he's here.
That's what he says.
How do I get this stupid fucking thing out of this fucking thing?
I always hated the whole like, you need the proper credentials to join voice. I think we should change that up in the future. That way we don't have to go through this each time a guest comes in.
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't even think of that. I forgot I was even in charge of this thing.
What was while you're doing that, what was the question you asked? And I can like.
Oh, I was just saying, like, say you own property in America and then denounce your citizenship because you moved somewhere else but still own that property. Would you still be able to own it if you're not a citizen anymore?
I don't know. Can you own American property if you have no American ties? Like if you're no longer a citizen?
I guarantee you can't. That's so that
you
way
probably can't, but I'm sure there's like a loophole where you can pass it over to someone and like your close relative or friend or something.
I found out that's why rent is as high as it is. It's property tax.
Do you see him yet?
No, he's not. I don't think he's in here.
Shoot.
It's still not time yet though, so he still has time to get in. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what to do, man.
Yeah, he says, "See me now?" ? And I'm like, no. It said weird. We don't see you. Like, fuck. Oh boy, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, won't it usually say when someone joins, right?
I know. It's just click the fucking link. I'm gonna yell at him when he comes. I'm gonna be like, sir. I'm not. I'm gonna clam up.
It's hard to yell at people though because Discord is so fucking gay, dude. It's such a dumb thing. It can be so dumb sometimes. It can be so great. Don't get me wrong, but fucking A.
It's kind of like it's just like a guy that
I see him.
gets. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, we see him. You see him now? How do you know?
Cause remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
All right, just give him the credentials.
I did. You know how back when we owned our own server, how you can go into the actual and see all the members, even if they're not like online and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I remembered that, and that's what I did. So yeah, we should be good now. It says he's a guest. So is guest the role that they can come in on?
If it's not, I'm gonna fucking yeah. He's there. He's there. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll drag him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, this won't happen again. Now that I remembered that I'm supposed to do that, I've completely forgot. But we'll be good now. We got to get fucking Santos in early though, because I know he's not gonna be able to fucking figure it out. Because he's like
Yeah, but
50.
I would still like try to just if someone joins the server, they're a guest. Like the hell like. All right, let's adjust their role to make them a guest. It's like, who's joining here that's not a guest?
It's a great point, yeah, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Because even if Ed was to troll us and jump in, he already has the guest role anyway, so he could do it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's like the only reason why you would want it.
If Ed's the typical guy to like, the secretary's like, sir, you have to sign in. They know me, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going up to level 3 to make my money.
Make my money, motherfucker.
All right, cool. So Dave's here. He didn't say anything about video, so he
That's
might just
fine.
be on audio.
That's actually
Whatever.
better for me because I still haven't quite figured it out yet. But I will for next week. I'll have it good to go. Hopefully, Santos will want to come on a camp. And
I got it. We got to ask him about this US thing. He has to like. I need to get this guy. I need to get a third. I need to get everyone's opinion in the world. I want to go to Zimbabwe and know their opinion.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like the we didn't wasn't there something we always used to ask the guest? I forget what the fuck it was. Oh, it was the car thing that we would argue about. Would
What's
you
the
buy a
car
car
thing?
without test driving it? Remember?
Oh, would you
like
buy a car online?
For like 5 podcasts in a row, we asked the guest.
Yeah, because I told you about Room and you lost your shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos? I don't know if it's Room. It might be another company that does that type of thing, where you literally buy your car and you can go to the factory and you go to this huge warehouse and you click a button and it's almost like a vending machine spits out your car.
A vending machine spits out your. What is that? How? What? A vending machine? How big is this vending machine?
It's a big fucking warehouse.
Yeah,
That's how big the vending machine is. I told my cousin when he showed me, I'm like, why don't you just do a crane machine next time? Like you're on the boardwalk and you do the little crane machines to get your toy.
Oh fuck, man! There's no way that's like would catch on, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, but it's a thing right now, and those warehouses are huge.
Yeah, where's
they
the
have
thing
to have,
though?
I don't know, certain parts of the country.
Of this country?
Yeah, of America,
Nah,
bro.
dude, that's for over in Japan or something, probably. Where
No,
the
these
cars
people are
like,
white.
tiny.
They could maybe they were Swedish or Switzerland or something, but
yeah, it's
they were
definitely not
white.
America would not on our watch. You know what I mean? No.
We're over here taxing people in Sweden.
Oh
We're
yeah.
not,
Dude. You think
we're not suspending cars
you
from
think
vending
fucking
machines.
Biden's America would put up with that? Are you kidding me?
Hold on, car vending machine. Hold on.
There's some things that'll always not.
Yes.
be
Oh, dude.
Automated.
Carvana vending machine to pick up a purchased vehicle at a Carvana car vending machine. The customer simply dropped. Oh yeah, they dropped their custom token. It's like this big coin,
What?
which they receive upon arrival.
Wait,
Dude.
how do they get the token?
When you get there,
You sign.
there's
There's no
oh,
person
dude,
to
look,
sign the
dude,
paperwork.
there's like 24 of these things in America. Arizona, Tennessee, Texas, Tennessee, Maryland, PA, Texas. You want me to see if there's one in Massachusetts?
There's definitely not. Dude, we'd riot.
Oh, huh?
Are you kidding me?
Montana,
We'd burn Boston to the ground if that happened. It's not fucking car vending machines.
You're
This
trying
is
to take
fucking
our
China,
jobs.
dude.
Dude, it's Carvana does it. If you go to images, dude, go to images. It's actually,
Russia?
I'm sorry. So it's not really a warehouse. It's just like, it's almost like a high-rise car dealership, but with no sales reps. Oh,
Yeah, that's
shit.
weird.
But it's awesome at the same time.
No, it's not awesome, dude. That's weird. That's
Yeah.
certifiably fucking bananas. That's what that is.
Yeah, but-
I don't understand
yeah.
how it works. Like, who gives you the paperwork? What do you sign for? Where do you like put the money in to get the token? Who does the credit check? Like, how does this work? Don't you need like some kind of
Volkswagen
humans?
I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm sure there's some employees there.
Well, it's definitely a security guard. 100%. It's definitely someone with a gun nearby.
Shit.
Yeah, what if you couldn't you like 3D print one of the tokens or something? And just go there and be like, oh yeah, here's my new fucking Civic.
Oh, dude, you might be onto something, man.
Yeah, look at
someone
this-
might be listening to this like, oh shit, that's a good idea.
Dude, look at the self-checkout. Anytime you take humans out of the equation, like you can fucking steal robots.
Yeah,
don't know
but
what
I
they're
think,
doing.
but with cars, there's all registration processes and licensing, so I think you still have to go through all the
Oh
legality.
yeah, you gotta go to the registration fucking vending machine. Yeah.
Do you have
I
your
didn't think
registration
about that.
token?
Yeah. You have to go to the license plate printing machine. Yeah, I didn't think about any of those. It's a whole like assembly line.
It really is.
That's pretty crazy though, man. I wonder whose idea that was.
You want to drag Dave in here, man?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You want me to do it, or you got it?
No, you got. Wait, can you do it?
No, you're maybe, but you already did it.
No, I know, but I was just wondering if you had the power.
I don't know if I have the power, but I don't want to know.
Oh yeah, you do, cause you're like your own role. You're up
I
with me.
guess. Do you want to say hi to Dave now that he's on the podcast?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, Dave?
I'm here.
Nice, nice.
Well, hold on. I was under the impression that we were going to be seeing each other, and I did my hair.
No.
I mean, if
No?
you want to
Okay.
put your
All
webcam
that
on,
for
but
nothing. Okay.
Whoops, sorry, man. That's on you, Whitey.
that's on me.
Alright,
Why
that's
is it
on
on me?
No, it's my fault. But voice is fine.
Yeah, let's blame Dave.
Oh, you know what I didn't think? That he's also gonna be on the yellow one now.
Oh, is he? Why is he on the yellow and not the green?
Because it has to be. Because the green's my mic,
Oh no.
and the yellow's just general. There's no way to do it though. Separate it.
We'll adjust that later on.
There's no way to do it, but
We'll pretend to adjust that. Dave, we're still learning the ropes about this whole podcast thing. It's only been like 6 years.
So far, I just have to say it couldn't be more professional.
hell yeah.
Well, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
man.
Really appreciate that.
No problem.
We have an important question to ask you.
Okay.
Would you buy a car online and just have it delivered to your house or apartment or whatever?
Well, I never have, but I think I would. I already started looking, so I think the answer is yes.
Thank you. Look at that, Gem.
So you
Look at
buy
that.
it? You'd buy it without driving it or testing it, or?
I mean, look, I could say no, but the bottom line is I remember a few years back, I'd be like, I'd never buy sneakers online. Like, I want to try them on. I want to walk in them. And now, I don't think I'd buy sneakers in a store anymore.
That's a great.
So I think
that's
it's
a
just
good point.
evolution.
That is a good point,
It's
actually.
just-
I used to
see,
say
I
the
said
same
the
thing.
same thing, but he doesn't take me seriously.
I mean, look, a car's a big one. It's not a pair of sneakers, but I don't. Do they even let you buy a Tesla? Like in the store, isn't it only online?
True.
Yeah, that's true. Tesla doesn't have any actual like you can buy it physically. You have to buy
I mean,
it online.
you can go and test drive one, like they have showrooms, but I think you just order them online.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I will say if it is a new car, that's a bit different. I'd never buy a used car though without.
It's a good point. They have those like giant like car lot, whatever they are, where there have to be some sort of guarantees. But I mean, I'm just glad I'm on here talking about this. This is really, what this is my expertise and what I bring to the table.
Do you want to talk about white guy indifferent for 1 hour?
We could talk about buying cars online. We could talk about tampons. We could talk about Fear the Walking Dead. Whatever you guys want.
Well, this is another big one that me and Jen were talking about earlier, and like I'm still heated. I swear. I hope you disagree because then we'll get into a fight.
Am I here to settle arguments? I love it.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck, dude, I forgot he's a stand-up, so this guy's gonna have one up on us all the time.
Yeah.
it's like a fucking.
And there's no bias. Like for your listeners, like I've never met either of you guys in person. It's kind of like buying a car. I've only known you from online.
It's true.
So there's no bias. Like I'll go with my gut.
All right, so here's a question, and this is just all based off the knowledge I know of looking this up for like 5 seconds. So apparently, if you're a U.S. citizen and you decide to leave the country and live like in any other country, you still have to pay U.S. taxes.
Do you mean permanently you leave the U.S.?
You have to
Or
pay.
you're on like vacation in Thailand for 3 years, you still have to pay taxes.
You still have to pay taxes. Apparently, based off what I saw, the only way you cannot pay American taxes is if you denounce or renounce your citizenship.
Hmm. So are you asking me if I agree with that? I mean, that's. I don't think I don't think there would be any circumstance where I would renounce my American citizenship, but there are circumstances where I think I would leave the country.
Mm,
So I think I'm paying taxes forever.
But don't you think that's crazy though?
it's wild.
Well, look, there. I think there's a
Oh, good. This
you're
is gonna be a
lucky to
fight.
be an
Yes, yes,
American
yes.
mentality with the U.S. government, and if you don't want to pay taxes, then you don't get anything that comes with it, including calling yourself an American. So that's why they make you renounce your citizenship.
But like,
I mean,
what?
you don't have to, obviously
What?
you don't have to pay income tax, you don't have to pay property tax because you don't have either of those things.
Yeah, but if I lived in an apartment and then I moved to a cheaper apartment, why would I still have to pay the rent in that other apartment?
Well, but you wouldn't have to pay property tax if you were living in Thailand for 3 years because unless you want to hold on to that apartment, right?
Hmm.
It's really like, I mean, you're just paying for what kind of taxes you're paying for, police, fire, or whatever. I mean, but that's part of your property.
Who
I don't
do
know. It's a
care
good question.
who's
What
filling the
taxes are you
pothole?
paying?
Yeah, like if I'm paying for the police force in America and I'm living in Thailand, like what the like I'm not
But
in
isn't that
America
part
right
of your
now.
property tax?
I
Because
don't,
it's,
but I don't want to do it.
then you have to give up your home. I mean, you can't have a home and then not pay taxes on
Well,
it.
property taxes, and I think that's 100%. That makes no sense. Property tax. That's just
Yeah, I agree
that's
with that as well.
theft. Like I'm renting a house.
I already
at that
own it.
point.
Come on now. I paid it off. This is mine.
Yeah,
Why am I
like,
still
what-
paying for it?
That's like imagine paying off a lamp, and it's like you gotta pay your property lamp bill.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
wild.
you guys fell on different sides of that one?
No, we agreed. We agreed with that one.
Yeah, okay. So come on. You got to concentrate on the ones you don't agree on.
That's true.
Hey, this guy's smart.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I forget. We disagree with it a lot, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Main thing though, dude. Like, so, I mean, you've probably been asked this a billion times, but this is the first time you're talking to us.
Sure. No, whatever. Whatever you guys hit me with. It's comedy and stuff. That's my favorite topic. So you can hit me with whatever you got.
Yeah, you do stand up.
Yeah.
What's this whole fucking process been for you for the whole like year plus of this pandemic?
Oh man. Well, from a stand-up point of view, obviously it's been horrible. I think I've done 3 shows in the last year.
You were up
they've
to like
all
5
been-
shows a year beforehand, right?
I'm sorry.
You were up to 5 shows a year before.
Yeah, exactly. So those 2 shows, I'm getting rusty.
It's like a listener base.
I mean, to be honest with you guys, I can't complain much because as terrible as I'll be, coming soon when I start up in comedy clubs again, which is actually coming up. I have so many friends and colleagues that stand-up comedy is their only source of income, so it's been devastating. I'm in the fortunate position where I have a TV writing job, so I've never, I haven't been devastated by the stand-up. Like stand-up has always been my passion, what I like to do. But as far as how I support my family, that's been the TV writing and producing, and that hasn't gone away due to any pandemic. I've been working at home this whole time. So while it is from an entertainment and a passion point of view, it's been horrible because right now I'm in the situation where I feel like I'm just starting again. You're going to be so terrible if you're not performing for a year. And then you have to write new material. You can't get up after a year and do jokes that you were doing prior. It's forcing you to do it again and without practice.
Yeah, and you don't want to sound like everyone else too, doing the same like pandemic bits and everything.
Yeah, that I'm not so much worried about because I'm confident enough that I could talk about a certain subject and just make it good enough that it's specific to me.
Just get a
and my
projector and
perspective.
play your YouTube videos.
Thank you. But I do think of my many friends and colleagues that stand-up is all they do and how they support themselves and their families. So I really can't complain in that regard.
So basically, it didn't hurt you on a financial level that much, but it did hurt you on like an emotional, like passion kind of level.
Right. Exactly right.
Gotcha. Damn.
Yeah, I do feel like that's a lot of stand-ups because a lot of stand-ups were already making a good amount of money from podcasts and stuff. At least like the more popular
and you know
ones.
what? I hate to say it, and there's just a little glimpse behind the curtain. There's always like a little animosity. This is pre-COVID. There's always a little animosity in the stand-up community against like influencers and YouTubers that kind of parlay their gigs into
Oh,
stand-up comedy. I
Jem,
don't know
this
if you're
is what we've been
familiar with
talking
this.
about.
Yeah.
This is kind of what like me and Jem. I don't know if this is exactly what you're saying, but we get on like guys who are podcasters who like kind of like they do stand up, but it's like
Right.
you're not like you're no, you're a guy with a microphone and you got this fucking 14-year-old following.
Right. So there are like, it's not just influencers. There's some actors who maybe are on the way down in their careers and they're trying to kind of parlay something into some money. And because people know who they are, whether they have an Instagram following or whether they're, they were on Saturday Night Live in the '90s and they didn't quite make it after, and but they know that if they're at the DC Improv, people are going to come see them. So they try to parlay these gigs into stand-up comedy careers, and a lot of like true stand-up comedians resent that. And
Yeah,
that's
but
one way
isn't
of
that
looking at
more
it.
of
Like they're
a
taking the stage time of a quote unquote real comedian. But I never really looked at it that way.
true?
I always looked at it as, if you're not getting the stage time, then that's on you.
Yeah, do better.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
you need to market yourself. You need to get social media traction and make yourself as viable an option for the comedy clubs as those people. And I think what COVID has done is kind of forced the hand to a lot of people that were only strictly doing stand up comedy and say, hey, you need to put out videos. Like if you were putting out videos before this, you could have worked on that. If you were making short films before that, you could have just focused your energy on that. Like, have some other tools in your repertoire rather than just stand up. And you could be the greatest stand-up comedian in the world. I don't know who you guys consider that to be. Like, whether it's, you know, Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr,
Yeah,
Dave
Burr.
Chappelle. Like they're not just doing stand-up. They're doing
Eddie
other things.
Murphy. This is 1905. Fucking pulls Eddie Murphy out of his ass. Hey, did you guys see this new special called Raw?
I have not seen that one. I'm still well. That was before Delirious. I went
Are you being
backwards.
serious? You haven't seen
No,
Raw?
I'm just joking.
Fucking asshole.
That actually did. But you did. Did you know that he
Hmm.
actually released that in movie theaters?
Really?
I think my cousins told me that because they're like 20 years older than me, so they remember
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what a titan he was. He like put out a stand-up special and just let people see it in the
Oh,
theater.
he was huge. Wasn't he 19 on his first special?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was insane. It was like a prodigy for comedy.
absolutely.
Yeah, I've never seen him or Pryor ever.
Live?
No, just in general.
Oh my!
And I'm like a
goodness.
huge
Oh.
stand-up nerd, but for some reason I just never. I mean, I've
Oh,
seen
you should.
some
I
Pryor
mean,
stuff, but never like watched the whole thing. But
you know what? I think as amazing as Richard Pryor is, he doesn't. It's almost like he was amazing for the day. I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some shit for this, but Eddie Murphy, it holds up.
No,
I would
that's
definitely
cool.
check it out,
That's-
especially if only for the oh my god, you could never do that now factor.
True.
Oh,
I've
dude,
heard
he
about
says,
that.
yeah, he says fag and faggot like a
Yeah.
million times.
Isn't it like the
I mean,
first
yeah.
bit? Like,
It's
Something.
ironic that he's like, yeah, it's extremely homophobic, and he's wearing like this skin tight red leather Michael Jackson outfit.
what a weird combination. Isn't he coming
Right.
back? Wasn't he like supposed to do a special coming up?
I
No,
heard
he did a
that
second
it's
movie
always
that sucked.
rumored like they did Coming to America too. He was hosted on SNL, but I did hear that rumor as well.
Hmm. Who was your like favorite guys that inspired you to like do it?
I don't know. My parents were huge into stand-up comedy, and so I kind of credit them. They from like the age of 13, almost to the point where a lot of people argue was incredibly inappropriate. They brought me to see every comedian that came to Long Island, which is where I was raised. So
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
was at a young age just into these like comedians from like the 80s, even though
Wow.
like I was a teen. I grew up in the 80s, but like they took me to Rodney Dangerfield, they took me to Billy Crystal, they took me to Robin Williams, they took me to Jay Leno, they took me to Joan Rivers, they took me to Buddy Hackett. I mean, Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, picture a 15-year-old. Yeah. So, I mean, I had a huge amount of exposure to stand-up comedy.
You didn't see him at the Garden, did you?
I had tickets to see him at Westbury Music Fair, which was like it's like a 2,000 seat. It's like a it's not Madison Square Garden. It was after the Garden, and
Mm.
he was kind of on the other side of the apex of his career. And my friend and I had like second row tickets to see him, and we were so psyched. And he canceled the show.
Oh
Oh man,
man.
Yeah,
damn, that sucks.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
but yeah. So, but when I got into the place where I kind of wanted to do it myself, I was big into like David Cross, um, his HBO special, and Chris Rock, um, his HBO
What a
special.
polar opposite of two comedians right there.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Hmm.
it wasn't like, oh, I want to do that. It was just these guys are hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're
And
funny, they're
then
funny.
I got a
It
job
doesn't
as a
matter.
doorman. I went to college in DC, and I got a job as a doorman at the DC Improv. And that really gives you an education because rather than seeing stand up as an audience member or watching it on TV, you're seeing the same comedian do like 6 shows in a week. And you really get to see the intricacies
Mm.
of a joke and what they're changing and the crowd work. And it's basically like comedy class.
Mm.
Gotcha. So when you go to, guys, anyone who's listening, Dave's going to be at the Miami Improv from April 16th to the 18th with Mark Norman. When you go there, is that going to are those the first shows that you're doing since this all started?
Yeah, so that's it's my first weekend in a comedy club. I've done
Mm.
like a couple of like one nighter like bar room type shows like here and there to like stay fresh. And but this like three of them like, and one of them it was they just did no COVID like precautions at all. So I was like regretting even doing that one. They were like literally like comedians were like passing around a joint like during the shutdown.
That's awesome.
I
That's
know.
fucking
Oh,
great.
awesome. Yeah. I was like, nah, no, that's so bad. And so yeah, it was just it didn't feel right. Like a lot of comedians didn't have a choice and they had to do it. And I don't blame anyone for, what choices that they made. A lot of comedians were traveling and flying and performing in cities that were shut down, that were open into X amount of people. But like I mentioned before, like I didn't have to make those desperate measures, so I didn't. And I'm gonna see what happens. Like I'm gonna pay the price coming up soon. But it's funny. I'm advertising these shows, but I'm kind of encouraging people not to come to the first night.
Yeah, to warm up a bit.
Yeah, come to the
Yeah, so there's
17th.
gonna be some growing pains.
I know Jem's gonna hate me because I go into interview mode.
No, it's
And
fine.
this is just how I talk to people I first meet. Um, because you've been in stand up, it sounds for a while now. I don't.
Well,
You
yeah,
didn't say
20
how
years
many.
about.
20 years. That's
Yeah.
dude. You're so goddamn. Me and Jim, we're fucking young, I guess.
Yeah, jeez.
But do you think? I guess the right thing to say is like when everything gets back to normal, because of like all these streaming services where everyone and their mother has a comedy special and everyone and their mother like us has a podcast and people are
Hmm.
doing digital stuff. Do you think the stand-up scene, like for not the the high like 1% stand-ups, like the regular guys who either make a living going to live shows and all that, do you think that's going to make a full comeback, or is that going to be kind of hard or really hard?
I mean, a full comeback. I think. Yeah, I think eventually it will be. I think people are feeling so repressed right now that there actually might be like a big bounce in the beginning where it seems like, oh my God, this is amazing, everyone's back, and then it might suffer like a little bit of a downfall after that. Excuse me. But the thing
Oh god,
about,
he's
I
got
mean,
it. He had that he had the joint. He's got
well, I'm by myself, so it's okay. Um, it sounds weird, but I don't even like stand up on Netflix or TV. I just think it loses something when it's not
it.
live.
Hmm.
And if a friend of mine comes out with a special, like I watch that for sure. But that's more from like a professional curiosity. I don't even the comedians that I love, like I I don't know. I think you need to be there live to really appreciate it. And so I'm not the best person. It sounds strange to answer that question because if someone's really into music, they could listen to their CD, fine, but like there's a reason why they're going to that concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see
It's just a
40-year-olds
different
flash their
experience, and
tits.
I'm more of that mentality when it comes to comedy.
Do you also like not like watching a lot of specials because you are a stand-up? Because I've heard stand-up say that where they don't want to be like
Yeah,
influenced.
it's weird. I just don't.
Goddamn bottle
I
cap.
like it. I just don't love it, and I love live stand-up comedy.
Hmm.
So, if there's something that has a buzz and like people are talking about it, I feel like I have to watch it just to join the conversation. But I'm not seeking it out. Like I just watched Nate Bargatze
Oh, he's
on
great.
yeah, because I'm a huge fan, and I really like
I
we
still
go way
haven't seen one
back,
of
and we
his.
played on like a basketball team together, and I'm just so proud that he's doing so well. So
What?
that I needed to see. Like I wanted to see his new special.
Yeah, I still haven't seen
So
it.
They played for
yeah, so like,
Syracuse.
but that one, I couldn't even tell you what the one before that was. I
Hmm.
really don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't even
Proof.
watched the last Chappelle.
Does that have to do with something though with like what the current time is? Because you were talking about earlier, like how you liked seeing Eddie Murphy stuff in older comedy specials, and you obviously saw those like on television. Is it
Right.
just where you're at now in time you don't like
No,
seeing
definitely not.
specials?
This predates COVID. Like I just never was big into comedy on TV or
Hmm.
computer for that matter.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you're around like comedians, and you are one all the
Yeah.
time live, so you're seeing like the
Right.
rawest, like some would argue best form, like where it's
Yeah.
formed.
Plus, I just feel like the audience is such a big part of it,
Mm.
and I like to see the audience, and I like to see what they're reacting to, and the vibe of the club, and it's just like it sounds cliche, but like the sights and the smells and it's all like how like when a room gets like
Guys throwing
raucous
up.
with like a huge laugh and the comedian has to wait until the laugh is done to like continue the act. It's like it's so electric, and that's just completely lost on a TV screen or a computer.
Mm.
Have you gotten to the point? Because I've heard some comedians say this where they actually enjoy bombing. Like, are you
Um,
do you enjoy
in
that ever?
retrospect, I know what they mean. I don't think any comedian enjoys bombing.
Not
in the
during, not at
moment.
the time. There's no way.
No, in the moment,
So
nobody
awkward.
enjoys bombing. But I think, I mean, yeah, you get to a place where you're confident enough that you're an established funny comedian.
Mm.
So if you bomb, it's almost just like you gotta laugh at yourself. But that laughter comes after the fact, not during.
During you're just sweating.
Yeah, during is just like, well, you kind of laugh at yourself during also because it's just
Yeah,
like,
right.
all right, no matter how much work I get, no matter how much, like, it's never a given. Like, they're never just going to give it to you. And you know what? I'll say that I've heard Seinfeld say, like, he'll get on stage and for the first 3 to 5 minutes, he's Jerry Seinfeld and they're going to laugh at anything he says because of who he is. But after that, it's gone.
Mm.
There's like a grace period that even he gets.
Yeah, that they'll give you, and then after that, they're like, "All right, we want jokes."
He's,
Right.
I don't care who
He's
you
got a
are.
YouTube video.
Not giving you that one yet. Yeah.
There
Now,
was one he did on like oh my bad, Jim,
You're
but
good.
it was about the Seinfeld. He was at I think it was a casino, and he was making fun of gambling addiction, and they were laughing. And after a couple minutes, they're like, "All right, well, hold on, man, this is starting to not be funny anymore. This feels like an intervention."
Well, especially because probably half the people at that show are there because they lost $100,000 and
Exactly.
the casino gave them tickets.
now, do you have a podcast?
I don't have a podcast. I'm strictly.
That's wild to me.
He's
I
like,
know.
I'm not a loser.
I'm
like
sure you get that all
two."
the time.
Yeah, and I don't know what I could do that would be different. I would love to do it. Like I'm like a news file. Like I love the news, so I was big into if you
The
remember
Onion.
like, Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, which was like comedians
that's a good
talking
show.
about news.
Patrice O'Neill.
So I do feel like there's like I would love to do something like that, but I have my web series on YouTube, and then I'm thinking about starting a new one on YouTube as well. So it's just like there's only so many hours in the day.
I only ask because like I feel like during this point in time, it's like really risky to have like a writing job and no like backup. You know what I mean? Or do you ever get like scared of like
I've been
cancel
dealing
culture
with
and
that.
shit?
Yeah, I've been dealing with that for I think since 2013 when I got my first TV writing job.
Mm.
So I think it just comes with the territory. Like if a show gets canceled, you build enough of a portfolio and a resume. It's like there could be a lull and you could be out of work, but like you just, you catch on with another
Do you have
show.
anything long staying that you've been writing for, or are you periodically like 1-2 years, then on to the next thing, 1-2 years?
The longest stint I had was 4 years. I wrote for a talk show, like a late night talk show for 4 years. But
Mm.
the show I'm writing on now just started. So I mean, there's a 2-year contract, so it's not going anywhere for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to name the show, or is it like still in works or something?
No, it started 2 weeks ago. It's on News Nation. It's called Banfield, and it's just like a late night talk show in the realm of like a Larry King type format. It's like one guest, 1 hour, and
Gotcha. How many of
celebrities,
those?
politicians, stuff like that.
How many of those exist? Because I don't have cable, and even when
Hmm.
I was at my parents' place, like I would just know like Letterman and Leno and all that.
Right.
Like, are there? But like, are there? Is it like kind of like podcasts? Are there hundreds and thousands of these kind of shows around there?
Definitely not hundreds of thousands because I think they're too expensive. But there's a few, and it really is like a podcast for TV, which I know sounds like probably your nightmare. Like, why wouldn't I just listen to a podcast like when I want to on my phone? But the demographic is like older people that aren't listening to podcasts. You
Right.
know,
They don't know how
like
to
our
turn on a
demo is
computer.
like, yeah, exactly. So like, I want to see the face. So like that's like who we're making a show for.
Gotcha. You're making a show for the people who call their son over to turn on the TV.
They need shows too.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah, I always
So,
tell
but
my
really,
older
the
brother.
format is pretty much it's like a podcast, like
Yeah.
but on TV. Yeah.
Like conversational type.
Yeah, it's like it's 1 hour, one guest. So I mean, there are like production elements where if you have a Bryan Cranston as a guest on the show, like as they're talking, you're going to see video of Breaking Bad, and he's going to talk about different clips. But other than that's just like the visuals that you'll get.
That's dope. Yeah, I try to get my like parents and like older brother into podcasts because I know they'd like them, but there's just something about they don't like trust it, or they're just like, I wouldn't like that. And I'm just like, just do
You gotta
it.
get them to try it on like on a road trip.
True.
Almost like a book
That's
on
a
tape.
good area.
That's
Yeah.
actually a really
Yeah.
good idea. Yeah.
Because I've played them for my parents, and they get into it, but they would never do it on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, my fucking mom's head would be on fire
Why?
because she just wouldn't know how. I don't like. I'd be like, "Mom, it's on Apple Podcasts." I don't think I have that. You have an iPhone. You have Apple
Yeah.
Podcasts. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
unreal.
I think the only
like-
podcast my mother's ever listened to is when I've been the guest.
True.
So, hi, Mom.
It's adorable. Oh shit.
Give me 1 second, Whitey.
No, do your thing, man. Shit, man.
It's
So,
tissues
dude,
and Jergens on the left.
yeah. Dude, I found out about you with those fucking white guy in different videos. Like,
Yeah,
please,
man, that's
please
how
tell me
most
that.
people do.
I know, but please tell me that like that's your idea, like 100%. You're the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
David
well, I'll tell
Bowie
you,
of that
it's
shit.
funny. Like I can't take full credit, but I'll tell you the
Ah.
story about how it started.
Fine.
The first one was the Popeyes chicken, like the
Which
original
is-
Popeyes ran out of
It's the
chicken.
best one. It's the best one.
Thank you.
hands down. It is.
And I have these partners that I do short films with, like comedy sketches, and they're really like talented people, and that's their job, like they're film editors. And I saw this news story where Popeyes chicken had run out of chicken, and the news team seemingly only interviewed black people about like, and I'm like, this is
and
this
they
is
were
ridiculous.
enraged by the way
Like,
these black
so
people. They
I'm
were
thinking
so
like
upset.
I'm like, you gotta just, I don't care how long you stay, you wait for a white person to put them on that show. Like I don't, you don't hire an actor, but you cannot put that on TV. It was just so crazy. And so I was just kind of laughing at the news team that did that. Like that had to go through a lot of eyes, like the reporter, the anchor, the producer, and like no one said, "Hold on a minute here." And so I call my buddy Jason, who's the film editor, and he's got a production company called Walleye Pictures. And I'm like, "Hey, do you have time to shoot a video today?" And he's like, I'll never forget this. This tells you like the timing of when it was. Also, he's like, dude, I can't. I'm editing Universal Soldier 4.
What the fuck was that, like fucking Doom or something? What is that?
It was like it's like no, not Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think.
It's like Duke
I don't
Nukem.
know, either him or Dolph Lundgren. Like that's what he was working on, and he's like, "What are you thinking?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know if you saw this news story where they only interviewed black people about running out of fried chicken, but I want to kind of insert myself as the only white guy who's like not too bothered about it."
It's actually
And he
genius,
just goes,
dude. It's genius.
It is, it really
so
is.
his response was, "Come over now." And then yeah, like, but you know, I had to give him credit because, and this is so embarrassing, the original idea, I wanted to put like a few white people in it, like a few different ones that, and none of them would have a problem with it, and then it would be like all the different black people who were like really upset, and he was just like, no, just you, dude, just you.
Yeah.
He was right.
He was totally. Whose idea was to put you in that dumb fucking yellow sweater?
That was me. And then, you know, the second one we did was like the polar vortex, and about like, you know, a big winter storm coming, and that's when we're like, dude, I gotta dig up that sweater again and just like do the same one.
There's the polar vortex. Oprah's final show.
Yeah, there's 10 of them. Oprah's one's probably my least favorite because I just think it looks the most fake because we used a green screen. I don't know if you could tell, but the ones like the Trump one where I went to the Women's March, like I actually went to that march.
Oh,
So
that's right. I do remember that one.
Yeah, and like, you know, I had to get into like a sea of 1,000 feminists and hold up a sign that said, "I need tickets for Hamilton," and just like, you know, endure the looks.
Oh
And,
man.
like, but I think that's like what I have to do to just keep it as you know, as pure and as funny as possible, is actually attend these, you know, events and talk to the actual people that are there, because there's only so much that editing can do, even though it's still fun. But yeah, like, so there's one in the pipeline, but coming in June.
Nice.
There's a really great YouTuber. Gem, I'm gonna cut you off because I'm talking.
It's all
There's
good.
a really great YouTuber though who he makes mainly like 30-40 second videos.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking hilarious. If you ever heard of him, or if not, just look him up. His name's Ian Kung.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the premise?
Anything, but it's
Oh,
like
wow. Okay.
it's 30-second videos. It's usually on like something that's topical though, like something that's recently happened. So he makes like
Yeah.
a satirical video for 30-40 seconds. Those get like
That's
real big traction
That's
on
what you
YouTube.
interrupted me for.
Yeah.
Is to tell him
Yeah,
about
that's why
some random 30-second YouTuber that has
Yeah,
nothing to do with
it's-
what we're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
the
for-
relevance is like, you know, like
Yeah.
I have to churn mine out
Don't
really
defend him.
quickly.
Don't defend him.
He
I
likes
mean, I
him more.
wanted to do
can
one with
feel it.
about the Royals, and it passed too quickly.
What happened with that? Is that what recent? Because I heard they were in the news, and because I don't have cable,
It was like
what's-
the interview with Oprah, where like the two
Oprah?
sides are like, people either felt bad for Meghan Markle because
Who's
she was
she?
kind of ostracized from the royal family, and then the flip side was like, what the fuck are you complaining about? You live in a castle.
Who's Meghan
So-
Markle?
It's that YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
I'm being serious. I
Yeah,
don't know
me
what
too.
Gem is.
Oh, she is married to Prince Harry in the royal family. She's like
Oh.
an American actress.
Is he the one
Prince
who had to do that
Harry.
like interview about Epstein?
No, this is like the guy that's like probably only a little bit older than you. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's like 30.
Prince
But
Harry.
he's the one. He's the prince. He's the grandson of the Queen of England.
Is he
He's
bald?
like got red hair, and if you remember, he had a controversy like a while back where he like dressed as a Nazi for Halloween.
Whoa.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, look it up.
Prince
geez.
Harry Nazi.
Yeah,
Oh, he
look-
better have won best costume.
just Google Prince Harry Nazi, and it will come up pretty quickly.
Oh Jesus. Oh no.
Oh yeah, he's a really skinny Nazi. He looks like he should have been like on the other side of it based off how thin
Yeah,
he is in
usually the
this
skinny
picture.
ones are the Nazi prisoners. That's right.
Yeah, he definitely fucked that one up.
But yeah, even like if you remember like the Robin Hood story with the shorting of the
Yeah.
stocks, like I wanted to do that one and it was just over too fast. Like, but this guy's probably got that you're mentioning from YouTube. He's probably got it down where he like sees a story, wants to do it, and gets it up in a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his videos, like, I binge watched maybe 30 videos straight because they're so
Mhm.
short, and
Right.
I'm a
That's great.
YouTube addict. So
Shorter the better.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, the shorter it is, the more it's going to be spread around. Like I try to keep mine to 90 seconds or less.
Yeah, and the more that people are gonna click on it because it's not too much time to give up if it's not they don't like it or something. Like
Right.
there's literally a channel on YouTube right now that it's a kid working at Subway, and he makes like 30-second clips of him talking about like interactions with customers, and I mean he gets millions. I don't know what it
I
is.
wonder. I see my immediate reaction to that is it's put on by Subway
Well,
and not the kid himself, because
okay.
if it was just him, I feel like there's no way Subway's allowing that. But
That's true too.
you never know. You never know. It could just be they haven't caught on yet. I don't know.
Gem, does he ever talk bad about how Subway tastes?
No.
Ah,
It's like he
But
loves
is he
his
talking
job.
bad about customers?
Not talking bad, but he'll just talk about like certain Karens that will come in. I didn't watch a lot of them, but it seemed pretty.
Dave's onto something.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of those prank ones. Like I know for a fact they're fake because there's no way you're getting away with that.
Yeah.
Some of them are just so obvious. Like a guy, and it's not. I mean, look, in my opinion, it's not funny. Maybe a guy will like dress like an Arab and like throw a backpack on a bus and run away.
Kinda funny.
Gotta laugh.
Dude,
But,
I'm sorry.
like-
When I first saw those were fucking
But
hilarious.
those are
Right,
definitely
but this-
fake though. That you're
They're
right.
100% fake.
no way.
Really? Oh, don't.
Dude, he'd
ruin
get like
this for me.
shot.
Yeah,
Or, like, the
and,
FBI would take it.
or arrested. Like I mean, that's
Oh,
just, like,
remember the Killer
craziness.
Clowns in 2016, and then they all stopped because people in the hood started fucking them up.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that was like, do you remember the guy that was like going to the beach and just like kissing girls that were laying out?
That's fake. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not fake, like that guy would be in jail today.
yeah. I thought the Arab one though can be more real because you're running away, like and people when that happens they would scatter, so like it would take them a minute to gather their thoughts to call 911.
I know, but like if you're doing that 10 times, like just say like he's not doing it once, like he wants a YouTube channel, right? And he's doing like something like that 10 times, like someone could get seriously hurt, like trying to jump off that bus.
Yeah, or attack them. You'd rather risk like someone calling your video fake because it is than like getting killed.
Right.
True.
Or I mean, just get arrested. Like it's definitely against the law.
Yeah. Do you have
day jackass?
Do you have like a YouTube channel for those white guy in different videos?
It's mine. It's my Dave Siegel comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that all you post on there, or do you post other stuff?
No, I have stand up. I have a short sketches and stuff like that. But I mean, 99% of the clicks I get are white guy indifferent.
As it should be.
Because when I went to search them up, I noticed that there wasn't like a channel called White Guy Indifferent. I was like, huh.
Yeah,
nice.
there's not, and that could change because of the exact reason I don't want people to search for it and not find it. So that's probably gonna remedy soon.
A couple
But,
of them are on the other thing though, the Wally pictures, the portal.
Yeah, so
Vortex
the
one and
first
the
two
one.
live on Walleyes.
Yeah.
And then there's like a greatest hits one on my channel that includes like the Popeyes chicken one and stuff like that.
Smart, very smart. This is why this guy makes a career in this stuff, and we have a podcast that gets -3 listeners.
Well, but you know what? It sucks you in, and it's fun. Like it's almost like the stock market. Like it's fun just to see like, oh, how much money did this make this month? And like some of the stuff's really surprising. Like I think like 98% of my viewers are male. like I don't understand like I guess I could understand like maybe 65 or 70%, but like 98, that's just weird.
That is.
Luckily,
yeah, that's a lot.
all our listeners are in Miami, Florida, so they'll all be going to your show. You're good,
Yeah,
bro.
and then there's another thing, like clear like 70% are in the US and 20% in Canada, and that makes sense. Like, but then there's like after like all the English speaking countries, like the biggest one is India. Like, why are people in India watching this?
Makes sense though. There's a ton of people. We have people in Kenya, and when I saw
that's
that, I'm
true.
like, that has to be a VPN. There's no way there's someone in Kenya watching.
Oh,
us
we have a
right now.
listener in Kenya.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Oh no,
Well,
it's probably the
no, we-
Kenyans we were gonna have on.
yeah. We were gonna invite the Kenyan atheist on, and our time frame just didn't work out.
Well, can't have him now. He's dead.
Who's dead?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Holy
jeez.
shit. Dude, I'm looking at your thumbnails. Has anyone ever told you you look like a more Jewish version of Nick Kroll?
That's
A
impossible.
more Jewish?
That's
Jesus.
impossible.
A more Jewish than Nick Kroll.
Jesus.
You're Long Island like you're the most Long Island Nick Kroll I've ever seen in my life.
I do get Nick Kroll a lot, and like we
Definitely.
have cross paths in comedy clubs too. But I never got the more Jewish, so thank you.
Yeah, dude, like I should have hit you up to do my taxes this year.
Well, Nick Kroll, I mean, he like gets Jewish roles in Hollywood too. He was in like that Adolf Eichmann movie, playing like an Israeli agent. So if I'm more Jewish, I should be getting those roles.
You really should, dude. I forgot what show it was, but him and John Mulaney did this. They
It's
did a
great.
couple sketches where they're these old Jewish
I think it's
guys.
like "Oh, hello there" or something like that.
Yeah. Hello. Dude, it's the
Yeah.
funniest fucking shit.
It's still, I love when they do like they have this thing where they just put the cadence in the wrong place of a word in a sentence. Like it's like, I think I'm gonna order the tuna salad. It's just like the infliction is just like, and they do like a whole like half hour of that. It's just so off-putting.
I could watch a 2-hour podcast of them just talking like that.
Yeah, he's great. I don't know if you know, but he like his first like video series that caught attention was this thing called the Ed Hardy Boys. And do you remember the label Ed Hardy? Like it was like a clothing line.
yeah.
That was like a 2-3 year thing where Bedazzle was all over the place.
Right. Everything was bedazzled. So he played like this douchebag detective where they were like the Ed Hardy Boys.
That's great.
And they just like dressed up in Ed Hardy and solved crimes. And it was hilarious.
I'm looking at pictures of this. This is great.
Yeah, you got to look at it. It's like, he's just like, his name's Bobby Bottle Service. And he can't say the word vodka. He pronounces it he switches the K and the D, so he's like vodka.
What do you
So
mean?
he's just from
vodka?
vodka.
Oh,
Like
I get it. Vodka. Okay.
Yeah. He's just hilarious. He's a hilarious comedian.
Yeah.
Dude, so were you into Tim and Eric at all?
A little bit, not as much. Like I have a buddy Reed who like I bounce comedy ideas off of, and he's really hilarious, and he's big into them. So I know it's hilarious. And is that where Steve Brule came from originally?
Dr. Steve Bro. I think, yeah, that's where it originally came from.
Yeah. And I mean, I just love
And
him.
John C. Reilly's a great actor. He's actually like a
Yes.
great actor, like not
He
just
really is.
comedy wise. He's great overall.
Absolutely. I mean, there's not many people that could do any genre, and he's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, he got
that's all
he
I
got
know of Tim and
nominated
Eric.
for an Oscar when he did Chicago. I mean,
Yes.
that's insane for a comedic, like a guy who most people think is a comedic actor. Did that.
I mean, he was amazing in Boogie Nights also. I thought it was like not just hilarious, but just really good too.
I gotta rewatch that. I think I only saw parts of that when I was a kid.
Oh, it's great. So that's like one of my favorite movies ever. I love Paul Thomas Anderson, the director, is really good. Did like There Will Be Blood and Boogie Nights and Magnolia. Just like really good movies.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he's I'm not as familiar as Tim and Eric as a lot of people are.
Jem, are you going to get a drink or something? What's going on?
What's up? Nah, dude. What do you mean?
I thought you were gonna chime in.
Well, I have, but you always step on me and
Oh, I knew it.
No,
I knew it.
I'm kidding.
You're upset.
No, I was just enjoying the combo, man. I didn't know what you guys were. I haven't seen those like Tim and Eric and shit, so I had really nothing to input.
Well, neither have I, but I put forth the effort.
Oh,
you know?
jeez. Oh, God.
Thank
Here it
you.
comes.
See, this is why this guy goes places.
I'm always the bad
we
guy.
don't know how to play the game. This guy plays the game.
Shut up, Whitey.
Yeah, that's our excuse. I mean, we're also not talented. That's the main one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that too. No, I don't know.
And the bottle cap.
Sorry, I'll put it down.
Yes, yeah, Jem. It's
Dude, I'm a fidgeter, man. You know this. Why? I'm never gonna
fidget
change.
with
I've always been
something
like
else.
this.
Play with your dick for fucking 2 hours. Stop playing with
But
the
you guys
bottle
are
cap
sitting
collection.
together in the same room.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, you just broke the illusion.
What was I supposed to say? Yes.
I'll wring your neck.
Where are you geographically?
Near Boston,
Oh, okay.
and he,
Well, there's a lot of good comedians that come out of there,
he's
too.
near Jersey. Yeah. I mean,
Jersey trap, Jersey cheese.
Boston.
Yeah, Jersey.
Boston's a big one, man. It's like
Yeah,
Bill
and you know what's
Burr,
weird is
Rogan.
Emerson College, which is not a big college at all, but like all these comedians went. Like Dennis Leary went there, Jay Leno,
Yeah, Burr.
David Cross, I think, went there.
I had a
Um,
friend who went there.
Did
I,
Patrice go there, or
um,
he's just a Boston comedian?
he was a Boston, but I don't know if he went there. Yeah, it's pretty nuts though. And
yeah.
you're near New Jersey, right, Whitey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
The
Philly's
other
good
thing
too.
about Boston is it's like the one city where pretty much like New York and LA is where professional comedians like try to make it. It's either New York or LA, but Boston has such a strong scene that unless you're big time, you can't get stage time there. They're keeping it local, and
Oh,
it's
really?
really the only city that's like that. Like I never performed in Boston just because I couldn't get like I mean, a few times, but not like any other city. Like if I was going to be in Minneapolis, St. Paul, I could call up the comedy club and be like, hey, this is my name, this is what I've done, this is who you can check me out with. Can I get like 5 minutes on the show tonight? And most of the time you can get it,
Hmm.
but just not the case in Boston because I think the locals are, there's such a rich scene there that they're good.
They just kind of gatekeep it a little bit.
Yeah, they keep it Boston.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Basically, you're really big, or you were born in the area.
Right, exactly.
Now, are you still in Long Island or New York or?
No, I've been in Miami for the last year.
Oh,
Like
okay.
basically COVID.
Oh, wow. Isn't Miami
Yeah.
like pretty lenient on like lockdown and shit?
Pretty Puerto
I
Rican.
mean, legally no, but people are just saying fuck it. I'm not going to South Beach or anything. Like I'm pretty
Right.
much I'm north of there, and I don't go there anyway.
Hmm.
But yeah, I left. I also have a baby. Like I left Manhattan.
Oh shit, you have a baby?
Yeah, I have two kids, but one of them's a baby.
Like how that blew your mind. Like, holy shit.
Well, I don't know how old he is. He sounds kind of young.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I have a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay.
So I was living in Manhattan, and the plan had always been like leave Manhattan after our second child came along, and in the luckiest coincidence ever, that happened to come like right before COVID.
Hmm.
Damn.
So-
What did you leave like January or February 2020?
Like end of February of
Holy
2020.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally
Perfect
2
timing.
weeks.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, people were like, "What did you know?"
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was just I'll never complain about my luck like ever in life ever.
Did you get it? Did anyone, or did your wife or anyone get
No,
it?
I mean I know a lot of people who got it, but
Yeah.
no one of my. I mean, look, I was riding the New York City subway in February, so I was definitely like around it. But if I got it, I never knew it, and yeah, we just got really lucky. And now at this point, my wife and I have our first shots and are awaiting our second. So
What's
Oh,
funny
okay.
is I went to the city like during the middle of this whole pandemic thing, and I was walking out of the subway and I saw human shit in the stairwell, and
Mm.
I went to my girl. I'm like, that there was shit there before COVID, so like nothing has really changed really.
like look, and it always would have bothered you, but now it's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people here again. Nice.
It's like
Yeah,
people
it's like
are
people
small
are
bear.
going about their everyday.
Now, how's the vaccine go for like kids? Can you give it to
Kids
your
don't
kids?
get them because it's seemingly not affecting kids at all.
Right. Okay.
But like yeah, they're just doing it like the first one you get like you had to be 65 and older, and then they just keep lowering it.
Hmm. Are you
Yeah.
planning on staying in Miami?
Yeah, for the time being, we're
Are
gonna
you a
stay
realtor?
here.
What's going
No,
on?
I'm just wondering. It seems like a dope place to live, man. Honestly.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
great.
probably
I
hot
mean, it's got
24/7.
everything. If you're a single guy, there's beautiful women here. There's the culture is amazing because it's just a mix of, like a normal cultural city, but then you have that South American and Central American and Latino flavor
Yeah,
that
good
like just
food.
comes in, and yeah, everything.
Vagina.
Oh, dude, isn't
Yeah.
that where like the porn industry is like located?
I mean, I would imagine it exists in LA to some degree also.
Yeah, but I think in LA they
There's some, like,
made a law
laws.
where you have to use
Oh
condoms now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
fuck
pretty
that.
sure
You're
Miami
right.
is like the hub.
No one's
Yeah.
jerking off the condom porn. I swear to God.
Is that a thing now? Like in LA, you have to wear a condom.
There's
They
something
were.
like that.
I remember they were trying to pass a law. I don't know if it got passed.
I mean,
I just remember there was a reason why Miami was more popular than LA because it was some kind of law with porn.
it
I
just
don't remember.
speaks volumes that because there's no condom law.
Yeah. I know. When's the last time you saw a condom in a porn, man? Like shit.
I'm irate.
Never.
I see him in third world country pornos.
It was
What?
right before I clicked out of the video.
Yeah. Yeah, time for that.
It's funny because I think like my first COVID joke that I wrote was about Miami. Oh man, what was it? It was like yeah, like nobody gives a shit here like about COVID. And it makes sense because like to get people to wear a mask here, like I once got called a pussy for trying to put on a condom in Miami. So
Dude,
it makes sense that like people wouldn't wear masks.
The ones that make no sense are when they wear a condom, but then they still take it off for the money shot. It's like that's like having a balloon of AIDS and then popping it over someone's head.
Well, I think the problem here is trying to make sense of porn.
It was so simple. You fucked and you filmed it.
Well, look, I don't understand how it's not prostitution. So.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier in
Yeah,
the podcast.
Well, because you
Oh.
so you grew up in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Because Whitey was telling me because he grew up near a city that he used to go to fucking like rub and tugs and like it was like a normal thing. And, like,
Rubmaps.com.
I'm from like the suburbs, like that blew my mind. I was like, wait.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily exclusive to cities.
Yeah, that's what he said too. But
I kept
Yeah.
telling
we
Jim,
don't got
they're
none of
in
that
your,
around here.
go to
I would
rubmaps.com.
know.
I swear
Nah,
you'll
I
like
would
you probably
know.
Wait,
live
you're in the
above-
Boston area?
I would have heard about it. Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
there.
God, it's.
I
yeah,
say
it's
I'm not near
definitely
Boston though. I just say that because
It
Your
doesn't-
neighbor
yeah.
probably does them.
no, I live in a
Yeah,
weird
I
area.
mean, if you've ever driven past like a kind of dirty-looking massage parlor,
That's
I
it.
mean,
There you go.
it's 50-50.
I think the problem is I live in a really like rich, wealthy area, so it's like
If it says spa in all red letters,
I don't even
and,
think
like,
Asians live
it's-
here.
Well, you don't see them. They're in the parlors or at the dentist. We discussed this. If you have a dentist in your area, you have a massage parlor.
Wow, I didn't know that one. Okay.
No, yeah, I have a problem, or I had one. Now I'm having cigars fucking fill that void.
Hey, it's better than the sex trafficking things you were
No,
doing.
it's not. It's not better. It's terrible.
Well, I told you that, dude. You're gonna get mouth cancer.
I know. I could like. Isn't that
It's the
funny? Like
worst habit to pick up.
that's legal, but you can't get a handy for $20. That's the one that like, oh, we gotta put a stop.
Yeah,
to
but if you
this.
film it,
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
should have
then it's
filmed
legal.
it.
Then it's porn. Yeah,
Totally should have.
I never understood that whole thing.
yeah, it's a weird one, but there's got to be a reason. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh, dude,
those porns are probably paying some good taxes.
True.
I was just gonna bring up taxes again, because we talked about the leaving the country thing. California, though, Dave, tell us your
Mhm.
thoughts on this. They're trying to pass a law where if you leave California and live in another state, you still have to pay California taxes for 15 years.
Well, whoa, 15. You got me on the 15 years part.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Jesus.
we're getting
But
an olive
again, the
branch
big
over here.
question is: do you still maintain a residence in California or no?
I'm too dumb. I just heard headlines on a sports radio show.
Okay,
This is
I mean
sports
that's
radio.
that would be the big question.
Why are you talking about that on sports radio? What does
Because
that have to do with
no,
sports?
sports
Well, maybe
now
if
is
a
like
player's
news.
traded.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
contracts. Like if you're signed to the Jets or the Giants, and compared to say like the Dallas Cowboys, there's a big
Mhm.
tax difference in your paycheck. And I'm
Well,
talking about
yeah.
millions
I
of
mean, look,
dollars.
if you maintain a residence in Florida, there's no income tax. So if you're like a top NBA player, like a LeBron James, the difference between if you make $20 million a year playing for the Heat, you're keeping $20 million a year. If you're making $20 million a year playing for the Toronto Raptors, you're keeping like $12 million. So it's a huge difference.
Yeah,
And,
huge.
they know that, and they have teams that know that.
So how do you what counts as having a residence? Do you have to own a property in Florida, and then you can just
Well,
play
in
for another team and be
Florida,
like-
You have to own you want
That's a
to
good question.
prove that it's your main residence, so you don't have to pay in this thing called this Homestead Act.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was able to prove when I got a place here that it's my primary residence. So I pay less in taxes and I don't pay income tax.
That's fantastic.
But
Jesus.
there's all these like different so obviously on the ocean there's like these $10 million mansions on the intercoastal and on the Atlantic, and there's this other weird law where nothing in a Florida residence can be seized legally if you're a criminal. So if if you're a gangster living in the Boston area, you want to have a place in Florida and just keep like all the tangible valuables you have there in the case that you get taken away. The authorities can't take it, whereas other states they can.
All right, guys.
So there's all these like
Oh, go ahead.
mansions
My bad, Dave.
on the intercoastal where like they're supposedly like no one lives there, but they're like vaults of like fine art and like fur coats and like all this stuff.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it's just an interesting
Florida's
like,
different,
law.
man,
Yeah, it's weird.
Florida's weird.
in kind of
I
a
just
good way
looked
though.
this up.
Well, it's just like
my
it's just a
bad. God damn it.
mesh of like so many different cultures in one state.
Right.
Can I
Yeah.
fucking read this? God damn it!
No, dude. What do you
No,
mean?
I'm having a fucking space. I
do you
finally
do?
actually am gonna read more.
You make
than
a little
two
money. All
sentences
you
in my
talk about
life.
is taxes now. Ew,
I make
Jesus.
a little money.
Makes a little
I-
money now. He's talking about fucking
Under-
taxes.
Under the all
Unreal.
right, because he's older, he's gonna understand this. We're fucking retarded. He was doing the Charleston under the California Revenue and Tax Code 17591. If you have left California but still have financial ties to the state, you're still considered responsible for paying state income tax on income earned within the state.
Yeah, so maybe like that's the key: financial ties to the state. I don't think if you make a clean break, you're still paying for 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah. That doesn't sound as bad as you made.
What
it
does
sound.
financial ties though? Like, what does that mean?
Like if you're making
Yeah,
money
if you have
from
a
that
business
state.
You
Yeah.
have a
in
lemonade stand.
California, like say your primary residence is in Reno, Nevada, but you have your business in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you own like a
you're still paying.
restaurant.
Yeah.
You got to pay taxes on
Oh.
that restaurant sales.
Or if
Oh.
you have a residence, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that kind of
Yeah.
makes sense because
Yeah,
it's
it
still
does
being
make
money
sense.
being
You're
made
still
in that
using, yeah, you're using the state. I mean, I hate taxes in general, but like that makes sense. That kind of robbery makes sense.
state. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate taxes. I just hate that we don't choose what they go towards. But I also don't make enough to like really care that much about taxes.
Well, you
Make
could always just,
money.
put a post-it note in your tax return and be like, hey, I don't want to pay for
Yeah.
pornos with condoms.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
see what they say.
Did you
See what they say.
are you familiar with Shane Gillis and like the
Yeah,
SNL
I know
thing?
Shane. Yeah.
Okay, because there was something that happened like yesterday or the day before, maybe it was even longer, where like some girl like called him out on Twitter and she got like canceled, quote unquote. Do you know a lot of people? Like, is that like a big thing with comedians? Because it seems like it is.
Was this yesterday or was this like a few weeks ago?
I'm not. I might be late to it. I just heard about it the
Yeah,
other day though. It could have been like
I
a
don't
week
know.
ago.
I can't speak to authority with it, but I know that like someone tried to call him out on something, and then like his fans like supported him and like turned the tide.
Yeah, she was
like,
like some
on-
writer for like Robot Chicken or something, and she got like, fired.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
that
I
was a
don't
good
really
show
know,
at
but
one point.
all I'll say is I know Shane. He's like a super nice guy, and
He's
good
super funny
comedian.
too.
Yeah.
I've really grown to like him over the past year.
In fact, I think the last time I saw him, we were both performing in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we just met up because we were at two different clubs in like the Raleigh area,
Mhm.
and Mark Normand was there too, and that's actually who I'm with next
Yep.
weekend in Miami. Yeah,
He's a character, man. What's he like, Mark Norman, man?
Mark's great, and I just think
He's such
he
an
does
oddball.
this thing, but he does this thing that I think is exclusive to him, which is so huge in comedy, where he really has his whole act is just pointing out the hypocrisy of the PC culture, which anyone could do, but the fact that he does it and he's hilarious at the same time, that's what not a lot of people can do,
Yeah.
because he's talking about like he's talking about subjects that like make people uncomfortable, and he's hilarious, and I just think he's great. And Yeah, he's an interesting guy, man. He grew up in New Orleans. He was the only white guy like in his school.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Um, he's like he
He was
like
really a white guy and different.
Yeah.
wow. I don't know how indifferent he was. Definitely white guy. Yeah, he's like a really good skateboarder. He drives a moped. He's an original character, man. He's a good guy.
Oh, I didn't know he skated. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. He also funny story. Jerry Seinfeld was like in the booth for a Mets game, like doing color commentary for an inning with like the Mets crew. And I think off the top of their heads, they just asked him like, "Hey, what young comedian like do you think is pretty good these days?" And he just mentioned one name, and the one name was Mark Normand. And Mark Normand didn't even really know that Jerry knew him at the
Yeah.
time. And that moment kind of like blew up for Mark Normand. And soon after that, Jerry asked him to open for him at I think at the theater in New York, which one it was, on the Upper West Side, like in the theater district. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but just like this incredible like story where he like, he knew him by sight from the Comedy Cellar, but like never knew that he watched his act or anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then like all of a sudden his phone starts blowing up like Jerry Seinfeld just mentioned you during the Met game. It was just like one of those cool stand-up stories.
Yeah, it must be surreal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna ask you obviously to name anyone, but I always felt like when like in the stand-up scene, there's gotta be like when you get together with your boys in the stand-up scene, there's gotta be like talk of like just like really popular, famous comedians that you guys think are hacks. That has to be a thing, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
That you would never say
definitely.
publicly,
Look,
but you're
but
just
you
like,
know
oh,
what? Kind of piggybacking on what I was saying earlier
I
about
see what you're doing here, Jim.
not
no, I'm serious because
hating.
there's got to be a lot of shit talking. There's got to be.
There's shit talking, but like at the same time, so who would you rather be? Would you rather be the good comedian who's not getting work or the bad comedian who is getting work? And look, there's definitely arguments to both, but I will say,
No, there's not.
Look,
there's
it's
one
nice to
right
be
choice.
respected.
There's one right choice for everybody.
What's
you
the
all
right
know
choice?
the right. Come on, people. You all know the right choice.
What's the right choice?
It's not. Look, it's
how,
great
how many?
to be.
How much pussy are the popular ones getting?
Yeah, so what though?
Believe me, the
Oh
guy
my
that's
God.
You'd rather be unfunny?
You don't.
Well,
You don't
no.
think the guy that's selling out Madison Square Garden, but he's a hack, and it happens, is getting laid?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's mediocre comedians that are really doing well in the business. But you know what I will say, unless they're, just ripping people off of their material or whatever, oftentimes they're really hard workers. So, they're compensating for their lack of skills in other areas to where they're making it happen for themselves. So it's kind of hard to hate on them. Like, yeah, like I think, oh, like I'm funnier than you and you're doing premises that I've heard a million times, but you're doing something that I'm not doing because you're getting that work and I'm not. And
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, once you're concentrating on like what someone shouldn't have that you should, like that you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if I was talking to Jem about this, but you actually hit on a point that I was mentioning. Someone, it might have been you, Jem, but it's like these aren't the only three criterias, but like three kind of people in any kind of industry, comedy included, is like you could have a skill, but just don't have like the talent to play the game or market yourself and all that. Or you can say not have the skill that well, but you know how to market yourself. Like people say, "Oh, you're marketing like a cheese ball." It's like, well, you're marketing. You're working your ass off in other areas to promote yourself. And then like the really successful ones are people who like have the skill, but also are like really intense, not just hard workers, but smart workers. They know like how to work, well, just mentally to push their shit out there.
Yeah, and I would combine the work ethic of just doing it as much as possible, and because it's almost like the Malcolm Gladwell like 10,000 hours type thing. Like if you need to be out there every single night, and it's exhausting. And I will say that about Mark too. Like Mark, he opened for Amy Schumer on tour on like private planes, and then he would do a bar with 10 people in the audience.
That's
Jesus.
awesome.
What a
Yeah.
what a change of pace.
Well, I've heard that. I don't know if it was on maybe Bill Burr said it on a podcast. I think it was him, but he's seen comics who were young comics, but then all of a sudden they started getting like TV and movie roles, and they just decided not to do stand up anymore. And then like 5-10 years will go by,
Right.
like all those roles dried up. So then they tried getting back into the scene, and
Sure.
it's just like you're just not there anymore,
Yeah,
man. Like
you
you're
lost
10
it.
years
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah. I mean, you have to stick with it, you know, and that's what COVID is doing to everyone, but then it's not a choice. But yeah, if you want to, you know, it's really keeping your eye on the prize to be able to recognize, and it takes some humility, I would imagine, because it's not like movie roles are, you know, getting thrown at my doorstep. But you need to be able to see like, this is great, and this is really lucrative. I'm gonna do movies and TV as much as I can, but it could be short lived. It's almost like being a professional athlete, you know.
Mm.
So there's a shelf life to that, but there's not a shelf life to comedy if you keep working at it. You know, you can do it as long as you can do it, as long as you're still relevant and funny.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, Dave, like we were frightened that this was gonna suck. Like, we always get like,
well, thank you.
no, we always get that because me and Jem are awkward as fuck with guests, and not only that, we were just like, oh shit, like this guy, like he's actually funny, so we're gonna like be idiots, like we're gonna be like trying to piggyback. But this was really fucking awesome. We're gonna be ending it soon, but
Yeah,
like, is
are
there
you
any?
trying to say you're not idiots?
No, we're fucking retarded.
Yeah,
bro. Like, dude, we're really fucking stupid. Like, that's why it's called the Nothings Podcast.
No, I appreciate you guys reaching out, and you know, I this is all stuff I like talking about, so it's not like it was a favor or anything.
Yeah, dude. No, I hope you had a really good time. I know we did. Is there anything you want to like else promote before you go to like any of our listeners, to the -3 that are out there?
No, look, I'm very easily Googleable. You could Google White Guy Indifferent, check out the videos. I'd appreciate it. And you could see on my website, davesiegel.com, or Stand Up Dave on social media, where I'll be performing. And the touring is starting again in a week. And definitely, if you're listening and you want to come out, come say hi and mention the podcast. It'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Just look up White Guy Indifferent on YouTube or Google. You'll find Dave. And yet again, April 16th to the 18th, but in Dave's eyes, April 17th to the 18th.
Exactly.
He'll be at the Miami Improv. Do you know what time like your sets are
It's
gonna be up?
yeah, there's 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday. So I don't know the exact times, but it's usually like 8 and 10.
Gotcha. Awesome, man. Jem, you got anything, or you want to roll the outro, bro?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Thank you,
awesome,
Dave.
guys. We'll
That's fun, man.
we'll
Thanks,
see you next
gentlemen.
week.
Later.
Thanks again.
You any kind of artist? Anybody know who you are? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
You are a nothing.
You're not even doing okay. You're not even doing kinda good, dude.
Imagine being such a nothing that a homeless guy breaks up with you.
I want to kill him.
I want to crash a plane into your head.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, hold on. That's like
hold on.
No, you hold on.
I'm standing up.
No.
A miserable, mediocre nothing. You nothing.